Hello. Who up yielding their flesh? Who up claiming their bones? You should be able to hear the game. If you can't, you should tell me, because I had to change it from Voices of the Void. Yeah, hello everybody. I know I'm a couple minutes early because I was bored, so I just wanna do it. So today we're gonna be looking at the new Kurakumo stuff. We're gonna be playing the hard mode of the event. But to be fair, before I can do any of that, I need to make sure that we're all dressed for the occasion. All right. Okay. We gotta be dressed appropriately when we're playing the video game, right? So hello everybody. It is me, Kurakumo Cass. We're playing the event with all the new stuff. I did get. It's not a shrimp. I did get enough points to do Heathcliff. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna purchase Heathcliff, because Heathcliff, he's tripped out of his mind. It's so true. It's actually just true. So yeah, this was 2 hard mirror dungeon runs. The second one, I got both Blade Lineage packs. Don't say rules of the back shots. That's not okay. But anyways.
조직끼리 모여서 한다는 게 이딴 시시한 회의라니 대체 결전은 언제 하는 건데?
You know, one thing I didn't consider is I should probably turn the model off when I do polls so that I can get the full screenshot as it's coming up. But, oh well. Are you a Wakashu or a captain? I don't know the difference, so probably the latter. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. It's fine. It don't matter. Who care? I will just make the video without them. Truly. But anyways, that's not the only new ID. There's also this one. Ishmael. So we're gonna pull for her, because we have to. Wait, yeah, the fish is very cool. I like the fish. Fish are great. Do I have enough? I have enough paid lunacy left over to do this one. So that's nice. Awesome. Okay, let's get this ID. I have, like, I don't know exactly how many pulls I have, but it should be enough. We're only pulling for a 3-star after all. Okay, that's fine. Oh, what the heck? It's Ringy Sang. You can't see it because I'm in the way. Hold on. It's Ringy Sang. So, yeah. That's not Ishmael. Hello, Paper Cass. Hey. I mean, hopefully this doesn't take all of my resources, because that would be lame. You know? You can't hide from Ringy Sang and bleed teams? That's true. Okay, we're down to actual lunacy. I don't know how many pulls I have in lunacy necessarily, but... Oh, that's fine, yeah. Come on, Ishmael. Please?
용무가 있다면 조금 있다 오시죠. 칼날을 정돈하는 시간을 방해받고 싶진 않으니.
Ishmael. There she is. See, I told you it wouldn't take too long. How many pulls was that? 50? That's not that bad. I never trust pulling tickets. It's the same as pulling with lunacy. So it didn't take too long. Let's see though. Do I have enough shards to fully uptie her? Yes, I got exactly enough. That's so cool. Alright. Let's do some uptie stories, shall we? You aren't just gonna borrow the ID? I mean, having it on the friends list is nice, but doing this all the time doesn't sound sustainable. I don't know, I've had pretty good luck so far. I accept your blank challenge. Oh, don't mess with our blank and just walk away. Showdown in family. Okay, well, don't mess with our spider. No, we always get it onto the company immediately. That is the idea. Go to Team 3, which is Blade Lineage, apparently. That's cool. But no, the whole point is that I have everything available as it's coming out, so people can try it before they pull for it. And so I'm going to continue doing it like that, because I think that's just a nice thing to do for the community, you know? I also have all of the Kurakumos fully leveled as well, so there's that too. We'll decide support passives later. Okay, starting with Heathcliff. Keep Clipper.
또 덤비고 싶은 놈 없지?
Family. Yeah, the most family-friendly IDs, honestly. The D Kurokumo. Oh, I apparently cover up the text. This is fine. I could probably put myself on the other side of the screen, actually. Whoop. Hang on. Nope, that's the wrong way. There we go. Oh, that does not look right. Never mind. I'll just cover it up. Who cares? There we go. I'll be smaller so that you can actually read what's going on. What a mess. When one thinks of an assembly, their brain might conjure the image of a forum for discussion, a place to hash out each other's differences with words. But that is a rare sight in this city. There's no need to look very far for an example. This child is sitting in one. Nekomata Mafia henchman. Nekomata? Really? Let's get this one thing straight. It's the Tepu family's fuck-ups that caused the local merchants to jump ship. Yes or no? How does tattoo on an exoskeleton even work? How does it work on skin? Oh. Tepu family. Fundamentally speaking, the Kurakumo clan has the responsibility to pay a greater share for the tribute we send. They're raking it in with their protection business, aren't they? The Knots. The Knots does not wish to be part of this argument. My fault, your fault, you should pay more, no you should. People sitting in a room hazy with cigarette stench, barking impractical, meaningless boasts at each other. The child looks at them with open exasperation. I am in agreement, but we are currently here in an official capacity. Don't be so rash in your speech. I doubt those sods can hear us over that bloody racket. How did it come to this? If you're so mad about it, go tell him yourself. Have you forgotten? An overwhelming majority of the syndicates that have gathered here are the Thumb's subsidiaries. I am but a Wakashu. I am in no place to talk, unless someone were to bestow me with the appropriate authority. It seems that even Captain Ishmael is unwilling to join the cacophony. The Kurokumo clan, the syndicate the child was a part of, was not exactly in a great position among these present. The patriarch had, after an unfortunate incident, excused himself for a moment, and the former captain who entered the library was never heard from again. The only one with any degree of authority left was the newly and hastily appointed captain. Though she was technically the acting head of the syndicate, an authority given by the patriarch, it was inevitable that the other syndicates would look down on them. Well, I'm sure the last can handle this. Your faith in the captain seems to have grown since the last time we met. You seemed to be bickering endlessly with her at the last assembly. Can't say I'm on good terms with her even now, but going out for drinks together helps mend some things, build rapport, and what have you. It's a bit of solidarity in it. We've both wandered for a while before joining the syndicate. We both have right bad bastards to get back at. See the picture? But I suppose that's no longer true now that she outranks you. Couldn't you have been a tad bit nicer about that jab? Oh well, she does deserve to be up there. Faust's very mouse. We knew this. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I remember making a promise with myself that I'd go back there as a successful man, a man of quality, but now, I'm not so sure. What was I doing all this for anyway? Why even go back? Someone once told me that only people with a clearly defined goal get to the top, like the lass. Seems like a sensible sort, this someone of yours. Yeah, Bossman Mateo. Used to rely on him back at T-Corp. Oh, the assembly's breaking, I think. Looks like we're just going in circles. Let's reconvene tomorrow. Agreed. We'll never come to an agreement at this rate. Seconded. Heathcliff. Huh? Was it? Whispering all of a sudden? Make sure that the boys and girls stay on high alert tonight. Something's brewing. You serious, lass? They've got to be a screw loose in the head to attack the Kurokumo clan on our own turf. I got this feeling from the conversation that they're trying to hone in on one of our businesses. Besides, they asked me to take where we were staying multiple times. Huh, these crazy bastards. Fine, let them try. I'll tear their heads from there. It's just a suspicion at the moment. Don't get too worked up yet. Anyways, I'm trusting you with this, okay? Some time passes and dark clouds shroud the moon in shadow. The child's suspicions had been true. A few suspicious figures quietly stepped into the child's bedroom. They loomed over him for a moment before unsheathing their blades. And stabbed, aiming straight for the child's untattooed neck. Oh, she weren't kidding. But the blade could not break his skin. Black tattoos drawn over various parts of his body quickly crowded around his neck like tufts of cloud. And the sword, slashing with the tattoo, slid off harmlessly. This ain't the first time, but blimey, so that wasn't the end of it, yeah? What the hell? What is the... Kurokumo clan tattoos, lads? Your little knives won't work. Or do you not have these where you're from? The child's own blade flashed in the dark and struck the assassin in the neck, felling him to the ground. As soon as their death was confirmed, the child leaped from his bed and joined the others in the streets. There. Weren't you the one who warned us to stay alert? How come you're the last to join us? Was Lurnamir. I don't want to hear you nagging about... Never mind. Anyways. Just how many of them were there? More than we expected. More syndicates were out in the Alliance than we thought. Various syndicates had gathered in the streets to challenge the Kurokumo clan. Underestimating the Kurokumo clan, eh? Bastards. The captain will be here soon. We just have to hold out until she... Nope. Holding out ain't like the captain. We'll fight our way through them. I bet they're planning to go for the showdown with her anyway. The Showdown. Syndicates of the Eastern region often employed this tradition when making important decisions. Of course, losing or refusing did not result in consequences of any official capacity. In the eastern part of the city, where showdowns have become a part of the culture, in a way, defeat often meant that the morale of the Allies would be severely dampened. And, as morale was quite an important element in battles with high head counts, looks like we're gonna have to pave the way for her to accept their boss's challenge. The child rushed forward, blade in hand. Weaker attacks glanced off his enhancement tattoos, as he focused on furiously cutting down the endless swarm of enemies. But his powerful charge eventually came to a grinding halt. The enemy syndicate's boss had blocked his path. Ah! The child fought to the best of his abilities, but after having cut through countless enemies, he was exhausted. 1, 2, 3. The child's form began to break with each clash. And when even the enhancement tattoos couldn't block their onslaught, the child fell to his knees. Shite. I'm almost there. And that's when... Why didn't you wait? Just look at you, you're a mess. Light footsteps approached from behind him. Oi, Captain. There were a shitload of them. I did quite alright considering the odds, didn't I? Oh, are we past giving a shit about respect now? This is hardly the time to be facetious. Yeah, whatever you say. If I zipped up and acted all serious, you would have scolded me for trying too hard to look cool. True. Just the same old ass, ain't it? His vision began to grow faint like gathering clouds under a clear sky, but her voice was coming through clear. My name is Ishmael, 34th captain of the Kurakumo clan. She'd never lost a fight she began with that line. The child grinned with relief even as he felt his consciousness leave. Yeah, that was something that got pointed out. Apparently, this is update 69, and Ishmael is the 34th captain of the Kurakumo. So, you know, those numbers can't mean anything. Full Kurakumo team is pretty fun. When you win, and when you lose, you win. That's what I figured it kind of was like, yeah. Once again, Ish is the top of the bottom, and the bottom is Heath. Heath is a top-tier bottom, let's be real.
흑운의 34대 부조장, 미스마일. 당신의 결전 신청 받아들이죠.
Seo. I never really liked Seo, to be fair. Captain, about the, My deepest apologies. I did not realize you were cleaning the Kakuento. Don't worry about it. You must have something rather important to report. If you don't, then I suppose I might delay cleaning my blade until later. It's about the library. The library, ma'am. You just saved your life. I was just kidding, of course. Whew. I didn't have very high expectations anyway, but there was nothing new about our former captain this time either. When we first heard the news of her disappearance, we wondered if she'd pissed off the wrong capo of the thumb or something. We'd always get so worried about her whenever she had to interact with the thumb, given her very distinct lack of filters. But when we heard from the thumb that she hadn't stopped by to pay our tributes, we realized that she'd been done in by that library. Captain, the entire city must know about the library by now, and it's not like the Kurakumo clan's short on people on the case. But we haven't been able to hear a peep about the library. What if it's just a rumor? Are you implying that the former captain has abandoned our syndicate? I suppose that could also be an explanation. She's not the kind of person to go quietly in some ditch. I can't think of any other reason she might disappear like this without a trace. We did hear from the site of the former L-Corp she had suddenly turned into an empty lot, but... that is quite the ridiculous news as well. Captain, I understand that it hasn't been too long since the Sakazuki ceremony, but it's not exactly rare for someone to just disappear like that, especially in our line of work. I am just as confused as you are how this happened, but you must steel yourself for our syndicate. But I can't stop the search now. Well, I will take your words into account, But you are our captain now. My blade is still slick with blood. I wonder if I can get some more use out of it before I'll have to clean it fully. Allow me to excuse myself. Well, I did think that this position would be mine were it to ever become vacant for whatever reason, but I didn't think it would happen this soon, or this abruptly for that matter. No instructions on what to do, what my responsibilities are, nothing. When I walked into this room after the hasty and chaotic succession ceremony, this blade alone, marked with 4 characters signifying the 34th, greeted me. I did sort of look forward to receiving this blade, wondering if I'd be bestowed with one once I rose through the ranks, but now that I have it in my hands, it just feels like a burdensome sense of duty, especially without knowing what I'm supposed to be doing here. I was curious to learn more about the dark and ruthless world of the syndicates that low-ranking underlings could never dream of accessing, but all I'm doing every day is just staring into documents like I'm some middle manager of an office. If only some disaster would happen so I can get some fresh air. Oh. The desk calendar came into focus as I sat there, staring blankly at it as my right arm restlessly lamented at the lack of action. The gathering of Thumb subsidiaries was in 3 days. Looks like I'll at least get to see some blood soon. I can't help but grin a little at this news. I suppose I'm not in a syndicate for nothing. The thrill of battle, the feeling of swinging my blade in a fight is my only outlet for my frustrations. Captain! Didn't you get all giddy and reward yourself another layer of enhancement tattoos when I became a captain? How come they've already reduced you to this bloodied pile of raggedy flesh, Heathcliff? It was a shitload of them. I did quite alright considering the odds, didn't I? The same guy who's presently giving me the snark also gave me a 90-degree bow when he first joined the syndicate, going on and on about how he'll always worship me as his superior. Oh, are we past giving a shit about respect now? This is hardly the time to be facetious. What makes an ID Walpurgis? They're introduced during Walpurgisnacht. That's literally the only thing. Yeah, whatever you say. If I zipped up and acted all serious, you would have scolded me for trying too hard to look cool. True. Just the same old ass, ain't ya? I heard him falling and planting his face to the floor, but I don't turn around. I don't look back. He might be a dumbass, but he's one tough bastard. So, as his captain, in return for his services... What, did you think that you no-name rabbles could surpass Kurakumo clan by making an alliance? I suppose I'll have to make sure my underlings' efforts weren't for nothing. They did clear a path to their syndicate boss against such overwhelming odds. Listen, at the end of the day, we're all just dogs eating from the same bowl the Thumb tosses us. I never wanted things to come to this. But you brought this upon yourselves. You just couldn't resist hoarding all that territory, huh? You said so back at the gathering. Fuck off. You've been jumping at every opportunity to bury me. Yo, Captain Girl. We've already drawn our swords, haven't we? Let's not waste any more time. It's tradition in this line of business, after all. The Showdown. Aren't Showdowns supposed to be a 1-versus-1 duels between the heads of the syndicates? Oh, you bet it's gonna be 1 versus 1, alright. It's just gonna be 3 consecutive duels, that's what. She's not Seo. They literally just went over it. Seo disappeared into the library in this mirror world. She's the captain taking her place, so it's not the same character. Yeah, technically Ahab was Seo in this universe, if you want to be technical about it. That's funny. Imagine Ahab being Seo. Yeah, I had a feeling that's what you were going for. Oh well. Come on, I'll take all three of you at once. Let's get this shit over with. You little fuck. They're swearing a lot nowadays. Jeez. Alright, are we having a showdown or are you packing for a picnic? Let's go. Let's start already so I can cut off your tongue first thing. Ah, yes. My name is Ishmael, 34th captain of the Kurakumo clan. And I accept your showdown challenge. This is what I was born for. I refuse to think of that. Hey, Coffee, how are you? Last up tie. I can't believe I ended up with exactly 50 Ishmael shards. That's impressive. There we go. Now we have both of them. Let's start with Heathcliff, because I think he's more interesting. Okay, Heathcliff. They both have this. Battle Ready says when a Kurakumo clan ally dies, they gain a slash power-up for the rest of the fight. And when 3 or more Kurakumo clan allies are defeated, gain Battle Ready as well. Battle Ready is +1 bleed potency and count inflicted by this unit. And then an additional slash power up and 3 slash damage up, so 30% slash damage. Which is crazy, for the record. Like, this is insane, but it also requires people to die, so I'm not really too concerned about it. Dark Cloud Blade is a 3 Lust Resonance passive. You're going to want to be doing Lust Resonance a lot in this faction. And yes, they have normal sanity. I already looked at it. When there are 2 or more Kurakumo clan identities on the field, including this unit, he gains Dark Cloud Blade. Dark Cloud Blade is 1 slash power up and inflict an additional bleed potency on hit when you land a slash hit. All of his hits are slash, so if you have 3 Lust Resonance, he's got 1 slash power and inflicts 1 bleed per hit. Which is just really good. Against enemies that, in this turn, have already used defense skills or were at max HP before attacking, you deal 10% more damage. So he wants to attack enemies that are either at full health or using defensive skills, but 10% more damage isn't that significant. If an enemy attacked an other ally with a skill and dealt damage this turn, use an unopposed attack against the attacker with skill 1. This is not treated as a defense skill. Does the first line of the passive imply he gets 4 slash power on 3 allies' deaths? Yes, it doesn't say that he gains this instead. He gets both a slash power up and battle ready, if 3 people are dead. So yeah, this is not treated as a counter. It's treated as an attack, so it doesn't get bonuses from defense power up. And I'm saying that for a reason. I've already looked at his kit. And then lastly, if an enemy killed another ally, or if the said ally's HP is at less than 25% after the enemy's attack, use an unopposed attack against the attacker with Rules of the Backstreets instead. Once per ally, 2 times per turn. The skill activated with this effect counts as an attack skill. There's a reason that they're phrasing it like this. Gregor is not that bad of an ID. I don't know why people keep saying that. And then lastly, his support passive for 5 Lust owned. An ally with the fastest speed against enemies that are using defense skills or at max HP, you deal 10% more damage. This is not that important. It's useful in some teams, but most of the time you're not going to want it. Blade Lineage Otis works fine with the Kurakumos. Okay, but why would I bring Blade Lineage Otis when I could bring the Kurakumos? You know? I mean, yeah, there's another thing to point out about this. His counterattacks don't require the ally to be Kurakumo. He just does it. Alright, skill 1, this is the one that he uses when he does his one-sided attack thing. Lenticular Rend, it's a 3 to 11 Wrath slash coin power +1 for 6 bleed, and that means you can get up to a 3 to 15. 2 defense power up next turn, once per turn, and both hits just inflict bleed and offense level down. He's a very defensive fighter. The defense power-up is used for his actually using his counter, because his counter is crazy. Storm Cloud is a 4-16 that can become a 4-20. You gain a defense power-up next turn. But importantly, it inflicts attack power down, a good amount of bleed count, and slash fragility on first hit, which is really good. Yes, 15. It's 2 coin power with 2 coins on a skill that normally rolls 3 to 11, so that's plus 4 power total. The only other pride I can think of on bleed is Priest Greg. 5 of the Kurakumo clan IDs have pride. 2 of the Blood Fiend IDs have pride. There's probably some others. All of Pequod is bleed and has pride. Hook Office Honglu has pride. Pride is very common on bleed IDs. Wouldn't Zwei passes be insane on him? Yeah, probably. But yeah, slash fragility on first hit is really nice because it basically just gives 10% more damage to the second hit. Skill 3, Thunder Cleave. Coin power +1 for every 6 bleed, so this can become up to a 5-23. Cumulus Wall says, defense skill final power +1. This effect expires at turn end or after using Rules of the Backstreets. Gain a defense power-up next turn. Gain a Dark Cloud Blade next turn, so you don't have to activate his passive to have it for 1 turn, but doesn't really matter too much. Slash Fragility not on the final coin. Both hits do 10% more damage on the last coin, and then deal 10% more damage for every unique type of status effect on the target, up to 100%. This skill can inflict 11 bleed. So that's really good. Now lastly, his defense skill is a 4-9 slash counter. Rules of the Backstreets. It is clashable, which is significant, because that means that all that defense power-up actually matters. If Kurakumo Clan Captain Ishmael is on the field, activate the following. Convert all coins in this skill onto unbreakable coins. Final power +4 to this skill upon clash lose, so basically it rolls the same even if it loses a clash. And then deal 10% more damage for every type of negative effect on the target. On use, if it has Cumulus Wall, unconditionally activate all reuse effects on this skill's coins. Which is crazy. Basically, if you use skill 3, use his defense skill next turn, because it'll be wild. On hit, inflict 2 bleed. If the unit has Dark Cloud Blade, reuse coin once per skill. And if the unit has Battle Ready, reuse coin once per skill. The Dark Cloud Blade is not going to be hard to get, so it's like a 2 coin counter, so 4-14. The Battle Ready one is probably going to be a lot more difficult. But it's a really strong skill, so... Do you like back shoot or front shoot or just shoot? I don't know what that means. But yeah, he's a very solid ID. I don't think he's, like, insane. He's gonna be pretty good in bleed teams, maybe as a replacement to Honglu, because while Hook Honglu is really good, he does struggle to clash a bit, and also doesn't have any particularly great ego except for Roseate Desire. Meanwhile, Heathcliff has Yasunyata, Tedripam, and Fell Bullet, which are both... I mean, Fell Bullet's a bleed ego. Yasunyata is just good. Like, this ego is crazy, and more teams need to be able to use it. And technically, Holiday does bleed sometimes. I don't recommend using it, though. Alright, with that out of the way. Ishmael, the actual chase ID for Kurakumo Clan. Kind of average stats, to be honest. Very high defense level up. I did not expect that. Passives. Same passive as Heathcliff, she has Battle Ready. Gathering Dark Clouds for 3 Lust Resonance. Combat start, if there are 2 or more allied Kurakumo clan identities in this counter, gain a Dark Cloud Blade. We already know what that does. And then on combat start, apply Dark Cloud to Kurakumo clan identities adjacent to this unit on the dashboard, and at 4+ Lust Resonance, apply Dark Cloud to all other Kurakumo clan identities. Dark Cloud says all of this unit's base attack skills become unbreakable, and prevents damage from staggering this unit until skill end, and inflict more bleed with effects. And then on Clash Lose, you also gain 3 final power, because of course you do. And then, they gave us a 3rd copy of this passive, except this one's Resonance. We literally have 3 of these support passives. I'll even show you. Fastest speed inflicts +1 bleed. And then on the same faction's Honglu, highest speed inflicts 1 bleed. And then now we have one ally with the highest speed inflicts more bleed. So, like, they're all worded differently, and this is the only one that does off resonance. But man, watching Rhino Merceau's skill 3 inflict 18 bleed is gonna be really funny. Anyways, skill 1, Cleanup. It is the same roll as Heathcliff's. It's a 3 to 15 at max. Deals 10% more damage for every type of negative effect on the target, up to 30%. And then the actual bleed infliction is also the same as Heathcliff's. Like, the coins are the same. Does the +1 bleed restricted to potency, or does it include count? I believe it includes count, because I remember Lenny telling me Ryoshu was inflicting an additional bleed count with her skills. So okay, I should clarify. The additional bleed from Dark Cloud includes count. But this will only apply an additional bleed potency. Sharpened Blade is the actual skill that's wild in this kit. It's another 4 to 20 roll. Deals up to 50% more damage for every negative. It includes count as well? Really? Oh, okay. Combat start. On 2 other allied Kurakumo clan identities with the fastest speed, apply 2 damage up next once per turn. But if there are 6 or more Kurakumo clan identities, including this unit, apply 4 damage up to 5 allies instead. They're just like, you know what? This faction isn't great. What if we give them a 40% damage boost for Ishmael existing? Like, I don't even know why they thought that was okay. And it gets better. Coin 1 on hit inflicts 2 bleed, because of course it does. And then on hits hit, inflicts 1 slash fragility. But if there are 6 or more Kurakumo clan units, including this unit, you inflict 2 fragile instead. So, like, you know. Also inflicts 2 bleed count, and gives you a slash power up next turn. This skill might just be one of the most powerful skills they've ever introduced, but only if you have a team full of IDs that are subpar to good. So there's that. And then skill 3, Ink Over. Coin power +1 for every 6 bleed. Yeah. And then on kill, you gain 2 slash power up next turn, which is nice. So this is another 5 to 23. 2 bleed count, 3 bleed. Deal additional damage for every type of negative effect on the target, up to 100%, and then activate bleed 3 times and reduce their bleed count by 3. This last line kind of stinks, but at the same time, it does inflict 2 bleed count, so, like, you know. The other Kurakumo IDs might not be the best, but Captain Ish just carries them. That's fine. You still need to get 3 Lust Resonance every turn. So keep that in mind. And then we have Scattering Slash. I don't know why it's called this. It's an evade skill. Gives you a protection on combat start, and then on 2+ highest resonance, allied Kurokuma clan identities, including this unit with the fastest speed, apply 2 defense power up. So, like, at 4 resonance, this gives 2 defense power up to everybody. So, like... And then an image of that skill 3 and just never mind. I don't even know why people are concerned about bleed count. We have tons of bleed count infliction. You do not need this. Like, if you're struggling with bleed count, you know, just use ego or guard. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyways, yeah, those are the new IDs. I think both of them are pretty solid without being particularly overpowered. I can see both of these two and Ryoshu being used in regular bleed teams. Ryoshu for her sin affinities and also a lot of bleed count. The other two just because they're very good. They inflict a lot of potency. The other 3 are questionable, but you do bring the other 3 if you're playing for Kurokuma specifically. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to equip them with Ego. I believe Roseate Desire is probably the play here just because it is Lust. Wingbeat is probably... I don't even know what ego I'd want to equip. But since they can fuel Wingbeat, I suppose I might as well have it. And Snag Harpoon is obviously fine. For Rhodia, Sanguine Desire and Hex Snail, obviously, and the Teth once again does not matter. So we're gonna bring Effervescent Corrosion, because it does healing. Ryoshu is actually gonna equip Red Eyes and Contempt Awe. And I believe it is Thoracalgia, because it's just additional damage. The sad thing is Gregor has no way of using a Pride skill. But you could realistically bring any of these. None of them do bleed, so it doesn't really matter too much. Oh yeah, doesn't this team use Soda? Am I stupid? Oh, that was if they couldn't produce Wrath, but they can. So Soda probably isn't gonna be the play. Hong Lu. Definitely Roseate Desire. I don't think the Teth matters that much. Oh, that is the Teth. I don't think the He matters that much. So we're just gonna bring Dimension Shredder. And it's Roseate Desire because of this passive, by the way. Because 4 Lust Absolute Resonance is probably not hard to get. And then lastly, Gug. Leisure Domain. We do take Garden of Thorns because we kind of have to. Maybe Christmas Nightmare? Is this... It is 5 weight, and it does inflict attack power down. What does a passive do? I don't know. Lantern. Bygone Days, because we don't have a huge amount of sanity increase. And somebody told me to look at Holiday's passive. What does it do? Inflict more of these things to self and enemies with skill effects or coin effects. You know what? That's pretty good for bleed. Feeling it's going to be a pain, but I guess the default resistances don't change that much. Yeah, it's probably fine. And then as for support passives, SP... SP... What do you do again? One ally with the least HP gains damage up for every 20% missing HP. Yeah, that sounds good. Sinclair doesn't have very good support passives, so we'll just take that. Otis. What does this do again? Excuse me. Oh, the least SP heals 4 SP when defeating an enemy with bleed. Yeah, I don't really care about that, so Blade Lineage it is. What do you do again? The enemy is killed after attack, heal 10 HP. If the enemy is killed after attack, inflict additional bleed. Okay, that's probably better. Merceau. I don't know what any of this guy's support passives do, because I don't remember any of them mattering. Mariachi's a good support passive, but there's not a lot of gloom, so. We want lust support passives if possible. Except on Merceau, that's inflicting more burn, which is not useful. So, probably Blade Lineage, if I had to guess. The most poise deals additional critical damage. I mean, I guess it's possible. Oh, you know what? Isn't this obvious? Oh yeah, that's more SP healing, sure. And then we've got everybody. Three Envy is not going to be like the fastest thing ever since only Ishmael generates it, but it's fine. So yeah, that's the Kurikumo team. Let's see, I should have the Blade Lineage IDs equipped, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have the 120% boost from this. So, let's go. Event open, don't care. Let's do it. Oh, he's quiet. Heathcliff looked out the rattling bus window with a dour expression. Why not Mariachi Sinclair? Because Blade Lineage is better for this team. There's only one Gloom skill in this team, and it's not a skill 1. It would take way too long to fuel it. Though it wasn't raining, the world outside was gray and opaque like an overcast sky. Black pungent clouds of smoke had long devoured the atmosphere. So this is the kind of place Heathcliff used to roam.
아직도 잿빛으로 색이 바래는구려. 분명 S사에서 도망했던 정착지는 세피아 빛으로 칠해져 있던 것 같수만.
T사의 색을 수거하는 장치가 중심에 위치해 있으니까요. 영향권에서 멀면 이런 현상이 있을 수 있다고 보고된 적이 있습니다.
아, 그런 것이었는가?
Two other sinners immediately jumped in on the conversation to direct it away from whichever obscure subject Yisang and Faust were able to steer it into. I haven't used Kurkuma Rhodia for a long time, so I don't blame myself on that.
아, 그러고 보니까
아, 그거.
그 이상 씨가 살았던 곳 거기랑 여기가 좀 건물들이 달라 보인다 싶어서.
그래. 그 이야기하려고 했지.
It's been a while since we started on this journey together. I was starting to grow more comfortable with the sinners. Maybe that's why I found Gregor and Rhodia's valiant effort to keep this conversation remotely comprehensible to most occupants of the bus pretty amusing.
그건 말이야.
And Yisang unknowingly shooting down their effort by jumping into another complicated discussion was another side I'd become familiar with. Well, I was curious about the technology T-Corp uses to drain our color and about the behind-the-scenes of T-Corp's operations. It wasn't something that could be answered now. I decided to table that discussion for later. Instead, I approached Heathcliff. He was sitting on his lonesome, clearly in deep thought.
시계대가리.
Still racking your head about what to wear to Wuthering Heights?
뭐? 그런 거 아니야.
Heathcliff protested, jumping up from his seat. Looks like I hit the nail right on the head.
아니, 생각을 안 한 건 아니긴 한데 그냥 옛날 생각나고 그런 게 더 커서.
I do remember hearing that Heathcliff used to live in the back streets. A part of some syndicate, if I recall correctly. Virgilius did say that we were going through the back streets instead of going straight to the T-Corp nest for a reason, and that it was because of the company's orders. Maybe there's something for us to do here. Heathcliff did spend some time in the T-Court backstreets after all. Maybe we'll run into a golden bow there.
그럴 리가 있나요? 그게 뒷골목에 굴러다니는 썩은 나뭇가지 수준이었다면 저희가 이런 개고생을 하겠어요?
It's true, I guess.
애초에 그 여러 의미로 대단한 저택에 이런 뒷골목에 붙어있을 리 없잖아. 골목을 기어다니는 거렁뱅이 같은 사람들과 그들에게는 아득한 격의 차이가 있어서 말이야. 나를 초대했다는 건 이번 황금가지는 그 저택이 있는 둥지에 있을 게 뻔하겠지. 맞지?
맞습니다. 저희는 최종적으론 T사 둥지로 향할 것입니다.
Heathcliff continued to speak in a low voice. The hubbub from outside the bus seemed to blend with his words, turning into a mass of murmurs. There was a sort of commotion outside.
그리고 최종이든 시작이든 간에 뭘 해보려면 저기서 걸리적거리고 있는 놈들부터 집어치워야겠군.
반 정도 맞는 말이군.
Heathcliff, who was muttering to himself in an uncharacteristic daze, jolted awake.
아이씨, 예고 없이 뭘 하는 건 띠띠빵빵이나 너나 다르질 않냐 어떻게?
예고의 필요성을 느끼지는 않아서 말이지. 아무튼 바깥에 보이는 놈들은 타겟이다.
Targets?
제거 대상이라는 뜻인가?
그런 의미만 있지는 않지. 정확한 정보는 없었지만 아무튼 저 무리 속에서 접촉해야 할 대상이 있다더군. 그 녀석을 찾아서 정보를 얻어오면 된다. 관리자, 알아들었습니까?
How are we supposed to find this target if you're not going to tell us who it is?
타겟을 특정할 방법이 없는지 묻는군요.
가면 알게 되겠지. 제게도 없는 정보를 물어봐야 소용이 없습니다. 단테. 그럼 전원 하차.
I was somewhat wary of the way Virgilius answered me, but even in murky situations like these, we've almost always managed to pull through anyway. I'm sure things will get a little clearer once we get it there. I slowly disembarked the bus with the rest of the sinners. Yeah, we are getting Kurokuma on Kurokuma violence for the most part. They're posers after all. We gotta make that clear, you know? Okay. Somebody did mention no, shut up, Honglu. That Rhodia's poise is going to be a problem. Now, while I don't think it's optimal, what does this support passive say again? One ally with the least poise gains 2 more poise potency when gaining poise potency with its own skill or coin effects. Does not apply to allies without poise. Okay, that's fair. And then, no. We've got one ally with the most SP gains more poise count. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what position she's in that case. Do you give poise? How do you work? On crit, an ally with the most poise inflicts 2 additional bleed potency. That might actually be okay, but I'm gonna go with Blade Lineage because I know it works.
내가
드디어 내 차례냐?
We go in the order of the hierarchy, of course.
검은 가라.
명령이라면
We're not deploying backup, we don't need it.
예리한 검으로 하는 예술이 보고 싶었나?
Blade Lineage Yisang can't crouch.
그쪽으로 튑니다.
Okay.
내가 알아서 잡는다. 너는 네 몸뚱아리 단돌이나 잘하고 있어.
What a mess. We walked out of the bus and right into what appeared to be a battlefield of a violent gang war. Black cloaks flutter under the gray sky and bloodthirsty blades clash violently. The bus had stopped not even 30 paces away from the thick of the battle.
저건 흑운회인가요?
Kurakumo clan. I've heard of them before. I'm sure we had some identities from that syndicate. Some identity cards said Wakashu, too. They're a pretty large subsidiary of an even larger syndicate called the Thumb. I think the identities were outfits similar to the ones they're wearing here. I think you're right, but who are they fighting?
뭐 항쟁이겠지.
Heathcliff replied in a monotone voice like he was reading from an encyclopedia.
조직끼리 치고받고 싸우는 건 뒷골목에서 흔한 일이잖아. 또 자리세니 자기들 영역이니 하면 신랑인 거겠지.
어느 곳에나 있는 것이로군. 힘으로 위세를 높이며 약한 자들의 고열을 빠는 자들이.
새삼스러운 것도 없지. 정도의 차이지. 조직이라면 대부분 비슷하니까. 이를테면 그래. 저런 놈이 반드시 찾아오기 마련이지.
Heathcliff raised his bat and pointed it at the approaching man. He wore the same outfit as the other Kurakumo clan members.
뭐야 당신들? 10명도 넘는 것들이 모였어. 봤다 안 내려? 한판 벌여보자는 거냐?
어이, 일단 과격한 행동은 피하지. 자극해봐야 좋을 게 없지 않나.
Otis stepped in to warn Heathcliff, but he did not budge. He remained motionless, the bat still raised and pointing threateningly at the approaching man.
결말이 뻔히 나 있는데 그럴 필요가 있겠냐?
저자와 결국 싸워야만 하는 건가요?
뻔하지 뭐. 항쟁을 하고 있었던 놈들이니 당연히 여긴 자기네 땅이라고 우길 거고. 그러는 와중에 제3자들이 지나갈 모양새니 통행세를 달라고 하겠지.
잘 알고 있네.
Kurakumo clan henchman strutted before us like he owned the place.
멍청한가 싶다가도 이런 일만 되면 꼭 탐정같이 청산 유수인 게 신기하다니까요.
Ishmael muttered at Heathcliff, who was shrugging at us with an expression that clearly read, I told you so.
잘 알고 있는 것 같으니까 용건만 간단히 해주지. 통행세 1인당 50만 원.
That's way too high, by the way.
50만 원?
어디 하나 둘 13세. 저 뒤에 버스도 너희들이 타고 온 거겠지? 운전수도 있을 거고. 포함해서 내놔라. 괜히 안쪽까지 뒤지다가 일 복잡하게 만들지 말고 솔직하게 안에 더 있는 만큼 내놔.
단테 들었어? 완전 터무니없는 액수를 부르는데.
Literally, yeah. It kind of is, isn't it? Well, it didn't really matter how much they were asking for. I wasn't going to negotiate with them anyway. Ishmael turned and looked quietly in my direction. I nodded back.
잠깐, 저 뒤에
Don Quixote pointed at something.
쓰러진 자가 있어. 저자를 도와야 하지 않겠는가?
Just as Don Quixote said, I could catch a glimpse of someone bleeding out on the ground through the chaos of clashing blades and black cloaks.
야, 성인놀이 적당히 하랬지. 조직하고 조직끼리 싸웠는데 누구 편을 들어?
동의한다. 또한 난전 속에서 피해를 감수하며 저자를 구해야 할 명분도 지시도 없다.
하지만 저리 무력하게.
I guess it's an improvement. In the early days of our adventures, we would have been dragged into this conflict 5 minutes ago thanks to Don Quixote's recklessly valiant rescue attempt. I suppose she's learned her lessons by trials of fire. She was starting to show restraint for once. But it's a bit different this time. Okay, so I do think that we have enough to help that woman, but...
뭐?
관리자님? 이해한 것처럼 끄덕여놓고서 이러시면 곤란한데요.
No, I'm not saying that we should get involved because it's the right thing to do or anything like that. If Virgilius was telling us the truth earlier, there is a chance that we were purposefully made to drive right through this strife, which means that there must be something here they're expecting us to find. I can't read today. It's weird. They always put us in dangerous way for a reason, after all. I just have a feeling that the wounded woman might have something to tell us. Maybe an intel of some kind. And if it turns out that we were supposed to get that intel from the Kurakumo clan and not that woman, then I suppose we'll have to beat it out of them.
훌륭하십니다, 관리자님. 이 오티스 진심으로 감탄했습니다.
Actually? What is she implying that her usual flattery is a phony?
듣고 있자 하니 흑운 회를 지나가는 똥개 취급하는 모양새.
Yo, when are we getting Stray Dogs IDs?
적을 구하니 많이 하는감. 그래, 니놈들 검계와 관련이 있군.
I could practically hear our negotiations, not that I was going to negotiate, falling apart as this man drew his blade.
합리적인 숙고와 선택 반드시 승리로 갚아드리겠습니다.
Yes, Stray Dogs mentioned, exactly.
전투 준비.
The Stray Dogs are also a subsidiary of the Thumb, to be fair. Alright, here we go. Kurokumo clan party. We do have to do... What is it, 3 lust resonance every turn? I mean, that's not going to be too that difficult, to be fair. Ishmael, what? Excuse me? I mean, I'm going to be getting SP, so it doesn't actually matter.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
뒤는 내가 봐주지.
이 피아트럭을 마실걸?
Damn. That actually did a lot of damage. Jeez. Is it 4 resonance that gives... Jesus, Honglu, okay. Is it 4 resonance that gives the effect from Ishmael's passive? Am I remembering right? Yeah, 4 lust resonance to give them all the status thing. That's fine, though. I don't think we need it for this fight in particular.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
즐겁네요.
Because everybody's got 4 damage up now. So, you know. Oh, Inkover. My favorite. We can get to 4 Lust Resonance this turn. Here we go. Dark Cloud time.
40.
Die. Oh, he didn't die. Dang.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
I mean, thanks to Faust, SP really isn't a problem in this team, so...
우리 식구를 턱을 마실걸?
Also the 15 SP from... I just said that. I literally just talked about Faust. What am I doing?
그렇게 무르진 않네.
God, that was a sad amount of damage, I'm gonna be honest. How many of them are there? Is this fight normally 11 enemies long? I feel like it's longer than usual. You know? I don't know, it just seems long.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
Maybe the Kurokuma are not strong against themselves. Who knows?
40. 먹지.
The voice from yesterday must take a toll. I mean, yeah, a little bit.
턱을 마실걸?
Why don't you use Heathcliff's counter every other turn? I mean, technically you can use it every turn. It don't matter. Also, it's not every other turn, it's every turn after using Thundercleave is when it would be most useful. Because that's when he gets the effect that makes the counter guaranteed to reroll, you know?
이 정도로 나와 검을 맞대? 이 정도로 나와 검을 맞대?
Yeah, that inflicted 5 bleed count. That normally only does 4. Which is interesting. Jeez. Okay. It feels like there's more because the fights don't have waves. You know what? That's fair.
저 별것도 없이 배짱만 두둑했군.
While the rest of the sinners were slowly recovering from the excitement of battle, Don Quixote did not waste a second before bolting forth to the woman's side.
이보게! 맥을...
맥을 이마에 대고 재다니 그럴 수도 있군요.
살아있네.
Oh, is that line supposed to be foreshadowing? This one? Was this supposed to be foreshadowing that Don is a blood fiend? Because it maybe in retrospect, but I didn't notice that before for obvious reasons.
그러니까 이 녀석이 정보를 갖고 있을 거라고.
The sinners only one by one began to gather around the woman. She was dressed in all black garb like the Kurakumo clan members, but her weapon and her outfit were unmistakably distinct. Blade Lineage, huh? I looked around at the defeated Kurakumo clan members and back at her. The difference became even more apparent. Don Quixote slowly and tragically shook her head after checking the pulse on others.
관리자님, 전투 중 몇몇 흑운의 조직원을 신문했으나 특기할 정보는 없었습니다.
It would have to be the temples if you're actually getting a thing from the forehead. I can't feel my own pulse in my forehead. So it's just her then. I hope my gut feelings prove me right.
산자는 이자밖에 없는 것 같네. 우선 버스에 옮겨 응급 조치를 취하는 게 어떻겠는가?
Yeah, don't see any other way. We don't carry a first aid kit with us, and I can't turn the clock to heal her, so... Merceau, do you mind carrying her back to the bus?
알겠습니다.
Thus, we made our way back to the bus, Merceau carrying the dying Blade Lineage member.
짐짝을 또 달고 왔군.
Virgilius didn't seem very happy about this.
관리자, 허가되지 않은 손님을 드리는 게 당연해진 겁니까?
We had no choice. We have to save her first if we're going to get any answers out of her.
정보가 있을 것이라고 판단되는 인물을 우선 구명해야 한다고 판단했다고 말하고 있네요. 파우스트도 이 부분은 동의합니다.
이미 벌어진 일은 어쩔 수 없지. 하지만 계속 주의는 하십시오, 딴테.
I had a feeling that Virgilius had much more to say than that, but he simply sighed and dropped the subject. Welp.
본인은 관리자 나리가 옳은 처사를 했다고
Hey, nobody asked you.
생각하네.
Thanks. Just as I was starting to dread that this bus was doomed to be eternally uncomfortable, Yi Sang emerged from the back door with good news.
조치는 전부 끝내었어. 이제
And before he even finished his sentence, the woman was awake. I never even realized that Yi Sang is supposed to be the group's medic.
싱겁네요.
Which makes sense given his history, but still.
이제 당신들도 우리 조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠. 식구 취급을
Wow,
해주지
only
않으니
2 of them even took
알아서
damage, and
기세요.
wouldn't you know it, it's the 2 that I had block. It's been 2 years, and I'm still not tired of the way Virgilius says Dante. You know what? Fair enough. How many hung me. Moment. Okay. Lineage of Blades. I don't know why it keeps putting this here. It is not that hard of a fight. I still don't think Hong Lu is that good anymore. Like, he's still good, but he's not that good. Where? Why am I reading?
거안.
아, 여기는 버스 아니에요? 아, 저희는
태도
The Blade Lineage woman sprang from her prone position, grabbing the sword next to her. She held the grip of her blade, ready to draw it at any moment.
니놈들은 누구냐? 흑운에?
아니라고.
그러니까 저희는
그런데 왜 그들이 쓰는 무기와 흡사한 것을?
Oh, it was Ryoshu.
말이 안 통하네. 그냥 죽일까?
Ryoshu.
두 가지 이유로 화가 난다. 하나는 대화를 주고받지 않아 쓸데없이 이야기를 길게 느리게 하는 것. 또 하나는 그 밥버러지들의 쓰레기 같은 날붙이와 나의 검을 동일 선상에 놓는 것. 뭐 분을 참을 필요가 있나 시게.
Yeah, there is. She can't tell us anything if she's dead. Ryoshu often shows bursts of emotion when the most unexpected times, but at least she listens when I ask her to, which is a relief.
자세히 보니 다르군. 복장도 전혀 다른 식으로 통일되어 있고, 특히 자네는 누구지? 요란한 시계를 달고 있군. 째깍거리는 게 전부인가?
그는 우리의 관리자요. 그대에게는 그의 목소리가 들리지는 않을 것이요.
Yield my spleen to claim your beans? Why did you... What?
익숙한 내음이 묻어있는 말투로군.
내가 전전에 오던 구역에서도 나의 말투와 흡사한 친우를 많이 보진 못했다만.
말투는 그렇지. 하지만 선택하는 단어의 면면에 익숙함이 보여. 19구 S사 출신인가?
도망했으나 출신은 그러하오.
그런가. 도망이라. 고향 사람들은 늘 처지가
What
같군.
the heck? This shadow seems darker than it should be. Perhaps meeting someone from the same home district helped. The woman visibly relaxed before slumping down on a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored.
나의 이름은 이상이라 하오. 그대의 상처를 치료했지.
아, 귀하에게 은혜를 입었는데 행동에 볼품없었군. 미안하네. 앵두라고 불러주시게. 검을 다루는 게 살수를 맡고 있어.
단테. 이번엔 이상 씨가 이야기를 잘 풀어가 줄 것 같은데?
Looks like we can sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rhodia's whispers.
19구 S사에서 도망한 자라면 우리를 알고 있겠지.
저작거리의 소문에 박진 않으나 대강은 그대들은 어딘가에 매이지 않고 자유히 돌아다닌다고 알고 있었는데 어찌 도망인의 처지라고 말한 것인가?
사정은 말하자면 길 것이고 그저 새로운 터전을 찾아야만 했노라고 말할 수밖에.
소상한 사정을 읊는다면 우리가 도울 수 있는 부분이 있을지도 모르지 않은가?
Angdu shot a sweeping glance at all of us. Her eyes appeared heavy with crushing exhaustion.
하긴 그들을 전부 해치운 자들이라면 어느 정도의 실력자일 테지. 우리 우두머리와 친구들의 수급은 그들 흑은에게 현상금이 걸려있는 상태다.
평생 수준이 아닌데? 단순히 땅 따먹기가 아니라 원한이라도 걸려있는 건가?
탐관오리가 넘쳐나고 민생이 어지러운 것은 과거나 지금이나 19구의 가장 커다란 문제. 그러나 S사, 이제는 살피뼈 농축산이 되어버린 그 날개의 행보에 그저 무예를 단련하며 무인의 길을 가려는 우리 같은 자들이 무얼 해볼 수 있는 것도 아닌 게 현실이지. 그러니 저를 미워하는 우리 같은 중은 떠나는 선택지만 남았던 것이다.
S사 민초들의 고충은 여전하구려.
새로운 터전을 찾으러 떠난 길이었으나 정착할 곳을 찾는 게 쉽지는 않았지. 이미 남의 영역이 된 곳에 발을 디디려 하니 당연히 우리는 다툼의 대상이 될 수밖에 없었고, 그러던 중 우두머리가 가져온 초대장이란 걸 통해 도서관에 들어가게 되었던 기억이 있네.
Virgilius, who had been sitting quietly with one leg over the other and a chair far from the rest of us, visibly reacted. I think I remember that word library always got a genuine reaction out of Virgilius.
기억이 있다라는 말은 다소 어색하구려.
분명 그곳은 후군의 손이 닿지 못할 것이라는 이야기를 듣고 도달한 곳이었지만 실상 그것도 싸움터였다는 이야기요. 분명 우리는 패했고, 그리고 어느 순간 이곳 T사의 골목에 있게 되었다는 이야기요. 그 방식이 워낙 기묘하니 기억이 있다 정도로 답할 수밖에. 김사카도도.
Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence. Angdu leaped from her seat.
우두가 아직 빌딩에. 용진 빌딩으로 가야 하네.
조심하시게. 그렇게 격정적으로 움직이면 봉한 상처가.
뭐야? 죽었어? 혈액이 부족한데 압력은 높아졌으니 쇼크가 오는 것도 무리는 아니죠. 기절한 것뿐입니다.
그래도 관리자님이 예상하신 대로 무언가 정보를 가지고 있긴 하군요.
용진 빌딩. 이곳에 향해야 하는 이유가 있다는 건가?
Maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Or maybe it's that library that we should...
비상. 앞에 칼 들고 설치는 검은 사람들 엄청 많아. 맵이 다치겠다. 승객들 출동.
흑운회 후속 인력들인 것 같습니다, 관리자님.
Isn't that an honorific? Well, what can we do? We'll have to think about this later. For now, let's take care of the reinforcements. Well, I mean, that won't be hard. Starting with one of these is not bad, actually. That's fine. It's not like these guys are particularly threatening anyway. Like, I haven't looked, but I haven't noticed anything different about them yet, so... Kim suck. No. That's not okay.
좀 더 잘 뵐 수 있을 것 같은데요?
Where's Heathcliff? Use your dang counter, you stupid. I don't know what I'm going to do for an intro for the Mirror World video, by the way. Pretty much everybody wanted me to do the full Mirror World instead of, just the new IDs. That was the one that got the most votes anyways. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I don't know if I should make just the IDs, because it seems like they're not from the same Mirror World. But also, it is the first, like... It's very clear that they're meant to be because they're the last two that weren't from one of the two factions, right? No, I knew he wasn't gonna use it, but I figured I might as well get the lust resonance from it, you know? I don't know if it counts, that's the problem, you know? This is not 3 lust resonance. There we go. Can check in the story thing? Oh, yeah, I know it isn't the full mirror world. That's the problem. Right? Because it means that my idea for the video doesn't make sense. Right? Well, what am I supposed to do about that, you know? No, Otis isn't a spy. They're from different mirror worlds. Which is cringe, by the way. But it does mean that I'll probably make my own, It is weird that they aren't, to be fair, yeah. It does mean that I'll be able to make a shorter video, though. Except that I can't do it, because I had my icon over Heathcliff as I pulled in. So it doesn't work.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가 죽었으니 이제 당신들도 우리 조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠.
Maybe it'll still work. Who knows?
식구 취급을 해주진 않으니 알아서 기.
Oh, I didn't even take damage except for Ryoshu losing her clash on the first turn. That's fine.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
That's true, I can do it without the mirror world correlation thing, I guess. Oh, this turn sucks. I don't want to have to use that many defense skills, so I just won't. We'll go without the starting boost to sanity. It'll be fine, right? Yeah, Rules of the Backstreets rolls pretty high, huh? It makes you cry and it has layers. Okay. That's not what I would have gone with, but sure. Bruh. Dude. Ryoshu. Come on. That's just rude. It zooms in so far when Ishmael does anything. It's very strange.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
거참 재미없게.
40. 이 정도로 나와 검을 맞대?
이 비었잖아.
역시 모르네.
Damn, they're ganging up on that guy. Oh, that's unfortunate.
역시 모르네.
거치적거리 나가서
참 재미없게.
그렇게 물으시면
척을 마실 걸?
The damage up does seem to be significant. I don't know, I can't really tell. Like, These guys resist everything, so it's kind of difficult to be able to know. Please die. Thank you.
되는 건 즐겁네요. 잘 갈렸고 끝이 잘 갈렸고.
Well, they kind of did away from the whole mirror world thing a little while ago. But we returned to the bus after dispatching the Kurokuma clan members that attacked the bus. Only to be greeted by an unfamiliar face. There was a woman sitting in the frontmost seat of the bus.
이상하군 길잡이. 분명 논의되지 않은 손님은 들이지 말아야 한다는 말을 들은지 1시간이 지나지 않았는데.
외부인에 한해서라고. 눈앞에 신분이 버젓이 쓰여 있지 않나?
I noticed that she was wearing the same uniform, a familiar uniform with the logo clear emblazoned on her chest. Are you from the LCCB?
LCCA다. 시계 관리자.
Right. I could see that she was wearing a red emblem on her shoulder.
이 사람 관리자님 말이 들리나요?
안 들려. 태엽 소리를 번역하는 재능도 없다. 그렇게 멍청한 느낌으로 고개를 까딱이고 있는데 모르는 게 더 힘들겠군.
무슨 말을...
Ishmael scowled, about to tell the woman off, until she coughed and collected herself. Maybe she suddenly recalled her old attitude.
나는 클리어 부서 애프터 팀 소속 일반 작전 2과 알파 팀장 카이먼이다.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone from the after team in person.
그야 우리가 개고생했던 걸 꿀떡하는 놈들이니 눈에 띌 리가.
말은 바로 하지 길바닥 출신.
뭐?
애프터 팀은 너희 같은 목숨 버리게들이 깽판 쳐놓은 현장을 정상화시키고 없던 일이 될 수 있도록 수습하는 매우 수고스러운 일을 하는 팀이지.
저희가 목숨 버리게라고 불리나 보죠?
그뿐일까? 목숨 버리게 범퍼카, 돈 먹는 버스, 고기 방패, 얻어 걸린 또라이. 뭐 더 있기는 한데 그게 지금 당장 필요한 이야기 같진 않군.
이 새끼가 말하는 꼬라지는 계속 그따위일 거냐?
특별히 고칠 이유가 없다면 고치지 않는다. 내 지론이다. 앞뒤 가리지 않고 황금가지를 회수하는 게 일이라곤 하지만 그 뒤에서 개가 치고르는 사람을 생각하지 못하는 반푼이에겐 더욱 고칠 필요가 없지.
그쯤하지, 카이만 팀장.
뭐 육지거리를 하러 온 건 아니었으니까요. 상부의 작전 명령을 하달합니다.
Kaiman produced an envelope, opened it, and pulled out a paper from within. She began to read it out loud.
LCB의 T사 황금가지 탈환 작전 이전에 추가적인 임무를 하달합니다. 하나, 해당 구역 근처에 발생한 뒤틀림을 제거 혹은 확보할 것. 둘, 해당 위치에 있는 검은 비석 모노리스를 확보할 것.
A monolith? What's this now?
뒤틀림? 이미 뒤틀려 있다는 뜻인가요?
모른다. 이 추가 작전은 LCC가 관여되어 있지 않지. 나는 그저 T사에서의 업무를 처리하다가 전달 임무만 받은 것뿐이다. 우리의 임무는 황금가지의 탈환뿐일 텐데 언제부터 우리가 심부름꾼 해결사 노릇을 주문받았지? 지금 주문받았군. 그리고 황금가지를 배달해오는 너희가 특별히 심부름꾼과 다를 바도 없지.
확실히 알겠네. 애프터 팀이라는 곳은 성격 더러운 사람들만 들어가는 곳인가 봐.
Rodian grumbled like she was imagining a department full of Kaimans. Kaiman quietly took a sweeping look at the complaining sinners and approached me.
시계 관리자.
Yes?
뭐라고 말하는지는 어차피 안 들리고. 당신이나 당신 졸개들이나 아직도 뭘 모르는 것 같아 친절히 설명을 몇 개 해주겠어.
Kaiman crossed her arms and leaned against the bus seat as though she was about to start a lecture.
LCB는 분명 황금가지를 가져오는 게 임무다. 그건 맞아. 부정을 하지만 림버스 컴퍼니라는 회사의 목적이 황금가지 탈환이요라고 말하고 다니는 건 문제가 있지 않겠나? 그게 당장의 벌이 수단이 되지도 않고.
그건 맞는 말이네요. 사실 궁금했거든요. 이 회사가 대체 무슨 돈으로 돌아가고 있는 건지.
뭐 돈은 걱정할 필요 없다. 오히려 차고 넘치지. 지금 이 회사에 부족한 건 대외적인 입지와 명분이다.
A cause.
림버스 컴퍼니는 그 명분을 뒤틀림에서 찾기로 정했었다. 뒤틀림 현상이라는 게 아직 도시에서 체계적으로 관리되는 건 아니거든.
Faust told me some time ago that it hasn't been long since the distortions began appearing in the city.
림버스 컴퍼니는 대외적으로 뒤틀림 현상 전문 처리 및 방역, 또한 현상의 연구를 하는 집단으로 도시의 이름을 알리는 중이다. 그러니 다방면으로 관련 활동이 필요한 상태지.
뒤틀림 현상이라는 게 꽤나 골치 아픈 상황이라고 들었던 것 같긴 하네요.
아직도 이 현상을 누가 명확하게 정의한 적이 없다. 그러니 전담하기를 꺼리고. 뒤틀림을 전담하는 협회가 발족하려는 동향이 있다고 들었지만 그건 어디까지나 협회. 림버스 컴퍼니는 기업 차원에서 그걸 다루려는 것이다.
그래서 그게 우리가 뒤틀림을 조져야 하는 이유가 되나?
되지. 회사 가장 높은 곳에서 내린 명령이니까. 길바닥엔 그런 게 없었나 보지?
안 되겠다. 그냥 오늘 머리 부수고 끝장을 보자 너.
관리자,
Kaiman ignored Heathcliff, who was visibly fuming, and turned to face me.
지금 이들에게 내가 대하고 있는 태도, 나아가서 회사에서 이들을 어떻게 취급할지까지. 그건 결국 관리자의 선택과 지도에 따라 달라질 거다.
With that, she produced an envelope from under her arm and handed it over.
하지만 뭐 선택은 자유니까. 저들 말대로 원래 LCB의 임무인 황금가지만 고집해도 상관은 없다. 그런다고 너희 고기방패들이 회사에서 쫓겨나게 되진 않겠지. 물론 그 선택이 수감자들의 처우를 결정하겠지만.
Virgilius listens quietly, his eyes shut.
그럼 가보겠습니다. 붉은 시선. 다음에 또 보죠.
그러시지. 하지만 그때 또 본다면 말은 좀 가려가면서 하면 좋겠군. 이렇게 보여도 내가 당신이 말한 이 고기 방패들 겔잡이라서 말이야. 내 귀까지 거슬리진 않게 부탁하지.
뭐 그건 관리자에게 달려있겠죠. 그럼 실례하죠.
She left, leaving nothing but the awkward silence behind.
갔냐? 그 재수없는 새끼?
Sorry, I just don't have much to comment on. I've already played this before, remember? After that brief moment of quiet, everyone had begun sighing and complaining as though they'd just been ungagged.
듣고만 있는 것도 꽤 힘든 일이네. 나이 먹고 성질은 다 죽였다고 생각했는데.
Still, good work keeping things non-violent, guys.
하지만 틀린 말을 하지는 않으시던걸요?
Alright, Honglu.
숨은 의도를 간파해야 할 필요는 없으니 생각 정리가 편리했던 것 또한 사실이다.
뭐 그렇게 생각할 수도 있는 거겠죠. 아무튼 그 인간 말 맞다나 회사가 시키는 일은 또 할 수밖에 없는 거고요.
명령을 수행하는데 특별히 첨언할 말도 없군.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I tried my best to cheer up the sinners as I opened the envelope she left behind. Not much of note was in there. An old-fashioned walkie-talkie, a bunch of signed and stamped paperwork, and... Mission location. Yongjin Building.
철발하지, 카론.
용진? 마치 베르? 좋아, 감이 온다. 삐릭삐릭. 출발. 부랑부랑.
Judging by the lack of surprise, both Charon and Virgilius already knew where to go. And the bus took off. Yeah, there's just not much for me to comment on, is all. That's the unfortunate part.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가 죽었으니 이제 당신들도 우리 조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠.
I'm going to have enough of the scabbards to get basically everything by the time this is done. At this rate.
예리한 검으로 하는 예술이 보고 싶었나?
Oh, I forgot this fight just starts immediately. Who cares about cutscenes? Am I right? This is the first time that Heathcliff didn't start with Stormcloud, or whatever it's called. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
Sad truth of bot gag. Yeah, I know. It does kind of stink, right? It's not gonna re-roll that, it's fine. Or do anything if the target gets staggered early. Ishmael's skills are just so good. That's the only thing, right? It's just her. Heathcliff is good by himself, right? Because he inflicts a ton of bleed. Excuse me. But he's also, like, kind of super average otherwise. You know? I like how Hung Lu's Clash was struggling, but he won anyways. That's cool. On the bright side, more resources. Yeah. Though I did have to spend quite a few just to get everything, you know? I don't have a reason to use that twice. So, I won't. Also, Rhodia not having a lust counter is a little annoying. It's pride, so you can't get the resonance from her.
그렇게 무르진 않네.
I forget how big the damage bonus on Sky Clearing Cut is. Lots of skill ones as well, that's fine. That counter does look cool, to be fair. I have no idea if I'm even gonna be able to get footage of it, but, you know. Because of how the camera works in this game. If you're having average, then I can apply a good amount of bleed count, and after God knows how many turns. That's fair.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가 죽었으니
Oh, I got one of those things.
우리 조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠.
Those are absurdly rare, by the way.
쉽고 취급을 해주진 않으니
It's like a 1% chance after every fight, and it's just an extra 20.
자, 회전 끝.
Something continued to nag at the back of my mind during the frequent stops and combat encounters. There was this one thing that I just could not understand. This is pretty much expected from Virgilius at this point, but if he already knew where we were going and why, would it hurt to tell us for once? I muttered to myself while looking back toward the back of the bus where Angdu slept. She was still out cold. Come on, Faust. I legitimately thought that this is something we have to talk about. Can you please relay my question to Virgilius?
그럼 내가 말하지. 갈등은 때때로 필요한 법이다.
어이, 길잡이.
Otis relayed my question and began to share some of her own grievances with Virgilius. A lot of her own grievances.
끝났나? 뭐 사실이다. 이미 무전으로 세부적인 내용은 전달받았지. 미리 말하지 않은 이유. 상황에 몰아놓고 학습해야 깨닫는 인재들이라 굳이 먼저 말하진 않았을 뿐이다. 어차피 먼저 말해봐야 반발심밖에 더 생길까. 그래서 관리자, 이번 일을 거부할 생각인 겁니까?
How could I? They're already treating us like dirt. If I refuse this, I can't imagine how much worse it'll get.
그럴 순 없겠다고 생각하겠지.
I can tell from the way he's looking at me that he already knew what I was going to say. I'm starting to wonder if he really can't hear me.
마침 손님께서 계신 모양이군. 카론의 감으로는 정확한 위치를 잡을 수 없으니 가서.
Again, this would have gone much smoother if he had been told where we were going from the start. But like always, Virgilius felt the need to add comments like that before shutting me down and turning away. He'd already closed his eyes.
내가 가서 상황을 설명하겠소.
Yusang got up with an awkward smile in an attempt to clear the air. After some time, Yusang seemed to have successfully explained our circumstance to Angdu. She was standing next to Karan, trying to give her proper directions. She had also told us that, as long as we assisted her with her mission, she wouldn't mind us taking the Black Stele for ourselves.
여기서 오른쪽. 저것들이 벌써 진을 저렇게 치고서.
People dressed in Kurakuma clan's garbs were wandering around the building, standing guard before its entrance.
내려야. 김사관님. 뒤틀림은 시간을 오래 끌수록 제압하기 어려울 것입니다. 저희도 빠르게 빌딩으로 진입하죠.
Yes, yes. Angdu had already leaped out of the bus and was rushing in with her weapon drawn. We quickly followed suit. Suits? Hit show on HBO? Was it on HBO? I don't remember what channel Suits was aired on originally. Bang. There we go.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
Oh, this lineup of skills sucks. What the heck? You can't do anything with that.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가.
그걸 마실까? 우리 식구를 건드렸겠다.
Come on. I'd be very surprised if we couldn't clear every one of these fights in 10 turns, by the way. Like, it still seems pretty generous. Even with having to use some unoptimal IDs, you know?
역시 모르네. 40.
Dang. Wild Hunt also wants to use this counter, but I think the payoff with Karakuma Heath is better. I think so too, but also, you know, there's that whole debacle. That's good enough for me. Jeez. Thundercleave is a pretty crazy skill, honestly. It does a lot of damage. So does Ink Over, which is, I guess, the point. Also, the skill by itself, as long as you trigger Lust Resonance, is bleed neutral, for the record. people are like dooming about how it reduces bleed count by 3, but it inflicts 3 bleed count. So, like, you know. Oh, I suppose I should probably use an evade.
나가서 싸워.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
끝이다. 역시 모르네.
What? I thought I used that. Oh. Oh well.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Perish. It's a very cool skill, yeah. It's not nearly as powerful as June's, but you know.
이놈이 마지막이었던 것 같군.
피 냄새. 방금 솟아오른 것부터 잔뜩 늘어붙은 향기까지. 직접 보지 않아도 다양한 혈흔의 콜라주가 펼쳐져 있겠군.
Mr. Hair Coupon? Yeah, when he does the thing, you attack him.
이자는 아무렇지도 않게 잔혹한 생각을 하는군. 아무튼 이제 안으로 들어설 수 있겠군. 어서.
Engdu did not hesitate for a second before disappearing into the building's entrance.
아이, 시키저랬다 깬 지 얼마 되지도 않았는데 대단하구만.
정신력이겠지. 우두머리가 잡혀있다면 저럴 수밖에.
아, 그런데 6층밖에 안 되는 건물을 빌딩이라고 부르기도 하나 보네요?
네, 뒷골목에 사는 비교적 흔한 일이죠.
I looked up toward the rooftop of the building Honglu was looking at, and suddenly grew curious. What time is it right now?
거울 줄까?
My head doesn't actually tell time, you know.
현재 시각은 오후 2시 10분입니다.
2 in the afternoon. It's not midday, but it's not supposed to be this dark, is it? How's it this gloomy and dark at 2 in the afternoon? I'm starting to lose my sense of time here.
여기가 유독 심한 것 같네. 뭐 연기 전쟁 때와 비교하면 애교 수준이지만.
그건 그렇지.
T사의 뒷골목은 줄곧 이런 상태라고 알려져 있습니다. 기계가 계속해서 돌아가면서 연기를 지속적으로 배출하는 환경인데다 색이 추출되고 있으므로 더욱 매캐해 보이게 만들죠. 물론 이건 연기 전쟁의 결과로 제약이 걸려 많이 적응된 모습이지 이전에는.
That limits the production of smoke. Dang.
노닥거릴 시간 없지 않은가? 어서 들어오시오.
We hurried towards Angdu's urgent cries.
검기 쪽에 아직도 부를 사람이 남았을 줄이야.
뭐야? 벌써 다 해치워놨네?
잔챙이들이요. 어째?
Oops. I didn't mean to do that. An electric buzz of sorts played through the radio I had stashed in my clothes. Someone calling this radio? The sound became much clearer when I unfolded the antennae from the radio.
여기는 LCD. 들리지? 들려? 대답! 빨리!
The voice coming from the other end of the radio was upbeat, to put it mildly, and very chaotic. Okay, I just have to press this button, right? Well, I'll talk, but it's not like you can hear.
진짜 헷갈거려. 아, 이럴 때가 아니지. 어차피 전달만 하면 끝이니까 굳이 대답할 필요는 없어.
Okay.
급하니까 한 번만 말할게. 너희가 회수해야 한다고 전달받은 모노리스, 그 검은 비석 말이야. 지금 그 위치에서 모노리스의 활동 신호가 엄청 강하게 나오거든? 사람을 강제로 뒤틀리만 시키는 신호 말이야.
강제로 뒤틀림하를 시킨다고?
그거 전부 흘러나오기 전에 빨리 회수해야 해. 알았지? 아, 이건 또 뭐야? 아, 미안. 여기도 일하는 중이라 바쁘거든. 길게는 말 못 해주겠다. 암튼 급하다고 분명히 말했다. 이상 전달 끝.
The call dropped before any of us even had the chance to say anything. She's pretty lively, huh?
한가롭게 감상을 말할 때냐?
여기 엘리베이터는 고장난 것 같아요.
그대들도 급해질 이유가 이제 충분해진 것 같군. 이대로 층계참을 돌파하는 것이 좋지 않겠는가?
We don't have a choice. Come on, let's go. I put the radio back in my pocket and began running up the stairs. Yeah, Angdu is like strong. Oh, Heathcliff did the most in that fight. Dang.
이상하군. 그렇지 않은가?
Why does it keep doing that? Those lines are... I'm only clicking twice. Why are those lines so long? But just skipping.
이거 얘들은 싱거운데 오히려 계단 타는 게 더 힘들잖아.
뭐가?
어리바리한 것들 투성이지 않은가? 어찌 우리를 막아내려 자리한 것이 아니라 밀려 올라가기 싫어하는... 설마...
I'm surprised that Vespa joined the Moses gang in Limbus. The guys spend a good amount of DD trying to delete them. Yeah, but didn't he get fired? Angdu's expression darkened. Maybe she had an inkling of a bad omen.
우두머리라는 자가 걱정이 되는가?
We got the Ezra voice in the Canto 7 stuff. Don Quixote's carefully sidled with Angdu's side with a sympathetic expression.
그럴 수밖에 없어.
김사카시라는 분은 어떤 사람이었나요?
Angdu appeared conflicted, as though she was having trouble organizing her own thoughts. She shook her head and sighed.
늠름한 사람이었지. 지킬 것을 지키고 또한 죽일 것을 죽였다. 검계 안에서도 실력으로 줄을 세우면 반드시 손가락 안에 들으셨고 또 말수는 적으셔도 자기 좋아할 사람은 끔찍하게 챙기셨지. 그 결정만 없었더라도 우리의 친우가 이렇게까지 궁지에 몰리는 일은 없었겠지만.
Sinclair half opened his mouth, apparently curious about what that decision might have been. But he soon realized that this was probably not the time to pry and quietly closed his mouth.
어떤 상황이든 빨리 올라가 보는 수밖에 없나?
Then we have no choice but to make haste with her. Bruh. Okay, fine. You're gonna use your counter because apparently you suck. Oh yeah, having unbreakable coins meaning if you lose like the first one, you still get to hit them. That's nice. I didn't even consider that application of it. Okay, you know what? Who cares?
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 봐주지.
Yeah, my opinion of them so far, both of the Kurokuma IDs seem pretty good. Like, it's not like it's difficult to make these IDs strong, you know? Because now we have, like, the new standards. On their own, they're probably weaker than some recent IDs. But, not on their own, they're kind of good. This is because he has Paralyze. Yeah, I don't think a 4 is winning that clash, I'll be honest with you. Boom. You've got a defense power. quest's not even gonna activate. I don't know why I'm using it. Really does stink that Rhodia doesn't have a lust guard. I think she's the only one that doesn't, right? Yeah, it is probably hard to get a job if you get fired from a corporation. It's also possible that they want to kill you. But you know. Can Kurkuma buff make ego into unbreakable coins? No, it's base attack skills only. Which is like not as good, but also it doesn't really matter. Ego is usually gonna roll high enough to win a clash anyway.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가 죽었으니 이제 당신들도 우리
Yeah.
조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠. 식구 취급을 해주진 않으니 알아서 기세요.
Okay, this one's not got a cutscene attached to it. Genuinely surprised he was allowed to live when he was fired, given everything we know about corporations. Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised too, but also he was cool, so it made sense. I'm sure. From a logistical standpoint, it makes sense. That didn't make any sense. Don't listen to me talk, because half the time, the things that I say just don't matter. There we go. They really do need 3 Lust Resonance. Otherwise, it's not worth using any attacks, I don't think. 17 on the first hit. Alright. Yeah, Rules of the Backstreets does a lot of damage. Hello, Angela. Hello, Coffee, you a real one. What is your favorite crime? What an interesting question to ask me. I don't think I can answer this. What the heck? Oh, he's got paralysis. Okay, well, that's definitely not gonna help. Wait, what? Tax evasion? No, I don't like tax evasion because only rich people get to do it. I'm a big fan of jaywalking. That's a pretty good one, yeah. I see you're not a Northern Lion viewer, though.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
I am trying to think if there's a crime that's like morally good that I could say, because that would be better, right? If I say something that's not like, oh, you're a terrible person, you know? A lot of art expression? Is that a crime? I don't feel like that's a crime at all. What chapter? What do you mean? I think probably the best crime is speeding, because pretty much everyone does it anyways.
윗대가리가 죽었으니
So it's
이제
normalized.
당신들도 우리 조직 밑에서 구르게 되겠죠.
Alright, Origin of Sin. I forgot that they named a level this. What the heck? Oh, right, because it's got the Pecatillum. You were right. Why not graffiti? Because I guess graffiti is a pretty good one too, yeah. The displacement of water when you insert an object into it is a pretty good crime. Graffiti falls under vandalism. Yeah. But vandalism is usually fine. What about extortion? No. Why would I say extortion is a good one? That seems a bit excessive, you know? I don't want to force people to do things that they don't want to do. That's just mean. What the heck? Extortion is really cool? What do you mean? Why are we talking about this? That'll work. That guy is definitely dead.
되는 건 즐겁네요.
이 정도로 나와 고민할
Oh, that's more enemies than I remember in this fight, but I guess it's not a big deal. Actually, favored. What? How? Okay. One-sided? Are you kidding me? Alright, whatever.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Can I bring up a story instead of a game? Wait. Your 24 hours of caramel dancing seems pretty devious, but that's not a crime. I have a fun topic. A game you hate that everyone loves. Got to bring that up on last stream. Oh yeah, that was something you wanted to talk about, was just controversial things. What's a game that I hate that everybody else likes? Genshin Impact. There you go, that's an easy one. I don't think everybody loves it, but there's certainly a large amount of people that do. Genshin Impact is an open-world anime RPG with... Nobody likes Genshin? Yeah, it's only like one of the highest grossing video games currently on the market. I'm sure nobody likes it. Takes so hot you can warm up gallium. Isn't gallium the one that like literally melts if you touch it? Okay, Heathcliff is just not getting any of his lust skills. He's not very lustful today, I see. Enemies have too much bleed, by the way. I can't use Hong Lu's thing. He's not based. It's Terraria? Yeah, I've heard you're not a huge fan of Terraria. I like Terraria, but I don't really play it anymore. I have over 1,000 hours in that game. I've done everything there is to do in it. So I just haven't played it in a while. Part of the dislike for Terraria is usually that the people who like it don't shut up. That's the case with a lot of games, but like for Terraria, it's definitely one of the ones that happens. Which is fine. You can be excited for a game. That's okay.
나가서 싸워.
Hollow Knight, I just didn't like it, and I don't know why. Well, if you played it and just didn't like it, that doesn't imply that you hate the game. It just means that you didn't enjoy it. And not enjoying a Metroidvania is fine.
이 정도로 나와 공유할 때?
You know?
꽤 잘 갈려.
Everyone who likes it refuses to admit that you need mods to enjoy it past the third playthrough. Well, I'm gonna give you another hot take. Why do you need more than one playthrough? It's a sandbox game, who cares? Did we just fight the Pekatola?
맞습니다.
여직 봐왔던 면면들과 다른 생김새요. 좀 더 심화된 듯한.
죄종의 다음 형태입니다. 사람마다 담아온 죄에 따라 죄종의 질이 달라지니 형태는 다양할 수 있습니다.
I never played Omori. I hate Silk Song, which is weird because the game didn't even come out.
하지만 여태 이런 형태가
That's a
나타났던
base
적은
take, honestly.
한 번도 없었는데요.
I hate Silk Song because it's not out yet.
황금 가지를 회수함에 따라 죄종의 성장이 촉진되기도 합니다.
그 가지 뭐가 연관되지 않은 걸 찾는 게 더 빠르겠어. 생각 이상으로 어마어마한데.
I would say Overwatch, but you literally can't play it anymore, so.
아니 그러고 보니 이 죄종이라는 거 뭔가 죄를 상징하는 거였지.
And I'm pretty sure most of the people that that used to play Overwatch don't anymore because it's just not fun. Sin. My thoughts grow distant all of a sudden. No, the sinners grow distant while my thoughts draw nearer. Their voices grow muffled. The word sin feels oddly unfamiliar today.
자신을 잃고 원본의 모양을 상실한 모습으로 보이는구려.
뒤틀림이라는
Self.
것도 비슷한 거 아니었어?
누구는 뒤틀림이 되고 누구는 죄종이 되고 무슨 기준인 걸까요?
I don't know what wobbly life is. No. I think I know. Planted in the hearts of all are seeds with ever-present potential to bloom.
관리자님? 뭐라고 했어? 파우가 설명하고 있어서 겹쳐서 안 들렸는데.
계속하자면 극심한 스트레스에서 자신을 유지할 수 있게 된다면 그건 뒤틀림으로 발전하고
When the light of that day descends upon the hearts of every human, blooming the seeds buried deep within.
관리자님?
If one is devoured by their sins, they are reborn in the form of their image reflecting the white nights and the dark days dreamt by those who are. I don't know what any of these are supposed to be.
단테, 괜찮은 거.
If one withstands, yet there sins the heart.
뭐야 시계 대가리. 갑자기 무게 잡고 뭘 중얼거리는 거야?
심각한 소리가 나는데 저분 의체 머리에 무슨 문제라도.
Yet if one seeks to bear the shell of their original hearts.
내고 그걸 말하려는 것이요.
And in a world perceived through their own, the shall be unveiled too. Their egos melt into bye of sin.
말투도 뭔가 저희 할아버지. 어? 관리자님, 머리.
관리자님, 머리가 불타고 계십니다.
오, 불꽃.
진짜 터질 것 같은데요.
Only those who can define their own.
야, 저러다 쟤 죽는다고. 뭐 방법이 없어?
I haven't played Marvel Rivals. A lot of the people that I've spoken to who have played it really like it. I'm just not interested. I'm really not a big fan of games where the main draw is PvP. Because, well, for one, I'm not very good at it. Only those who are awakened to their own.
뜨겁소. 관리자 나리의 머리에 있던 불은 뜨겁지 않아서 그저 장식이라고 생각했는데.
파우스타 씨, 그때 이야기했던 자폭 장치가 작동된 거 아니에요? 이 열기를 보면 정말 모든 걸 녹일 것처럼. 원리는 같습니다. 단테는 황금가지를 통해 본사 지하에 심어진 묘목의 뿌리와 연결된 상태로.
가지고 나 말고 저 새끼 불을 꺼야 할 거 아니야.
물! 누군가 물 없어? 뭐라도 부어서 식혀보면.
Sometime later. Ugh.
정신이 드는가?
My eyes, if I had eyes that is, opened slowly. I was lying on the ground, surrounded by the sinners. What happened?
기억을 못하는 것이요?
I guess I don't. I do remember walking up the stairs and suddenly feeling really dizzy.
관리자님, 복귀하면 반드시 수리 받으십시오.
Huh? A workshop? Did I malfunction or something?
무슨 기계 다루듯이 말하기는. 어차피 지금은 어떻게 할 수도 없는 것 같고.
Okay, that's very strange, Angela. I've never heard of a game doing that, but I believe you.
복귀 후에 이야기 나누시죠. 우선은 활동에 지장은 없는 것 같습니다.
Angdu, where's...
이미 올라갔소. 궁금한 것도 걱정되는 것도 많지만 상황이 급하니 우리도 합류하는 게 좋겠구려.
Yeah, okay. There was a lot I didn't understand, but since we're in the middle of an operation, let's deal with this first. I mean, most of the characters have accents, if you really want to think about it like that.
다들 고생했다. 부조장한텐 내가 말해둘 테니까.
He definitely does way more damage than Ishmael does. But I think that's partially because Ishmael gives him damage up, right? Dark Cloud. Oh wait, this is the June fight, isn't it? 10, 11... Oh, right, because there's a fight against Kim before the dungeon. Oh, yeah, sure. I forgot that there's a fight against Kim before the dungeon, actually. Is Sinclair the one who shall grip good? Yeah, he's fine. He's nothing special anymore, but he's pretty solid. There was a nervous-looking man on top of the stairs, on the uppermost floor of the building. I could immediately tell that this man was unlike any other foe we faced in this building. He kept looking into his pocket watch as though he was expecting something awful to come out of that door.
흑운의 복장과 유사도가 높다. 관련된 인물일 가능성이 크고 종전의 인물들보다 상위 계급일 것으로 보인다.
Before I even had a chance to suggest waiting for a bit to come up with a strategy, Angdu was already charging at the man.
내놈 분명 흑운의 부조장이랬다.
뭐야?
내 놈들이 그렇게 바라던 검계 수급이 지금 앞에 있다. 검을 받아라.
마음 같아서는 그냥
Did it again.
사무실 안으로 집어던져 넣고 싶지만 애들은 전부 치우고 올라왔나? 안에 상품이 있는데 그럴 수도 없는 노릇이고. 아, 열받네 진짜. 상대하는 것 말고 방법이 있나? 이름이나 묻지. 나는 준이다. 네 놈이 처부수고 올라온 것들의 부조장.
앵두, 검을 다루는 게 살수. 우두머리 김삿갓의 부하.
The hallway before the door falls silent. It is as calm as a winter dawn. Stop doing that. The two warriors, blades drawn, begin to take cautious steps. It's as though they are attempting to gauge the distance between each other. There was a sudden flash. When I came to my senses, the pair had suddenly switched sides, facing away from each other. The outcome of this clash...
야, 뭐냐 이건? 어? 앵두씨!
appears to have been Angdu's defeat. She fell to her knees.
아니, 저렇게 지쳐 있는데 잘도 달려들 생각을 하는군.
She's been fighting the Kurokumo clan henchmen on the front lines before we even had the chance to catch up. No wonder she's exhausted.
중상에서 회복한 지도 얼마 되지 않았습니다. 무리를 했군요.
너희들도 덤벼들 거냐? 이렇게 많은 인원은 아무리 나라도 좀 벅찬데.
This June rested his blade on his shoulder with an annoyed scowl. I could tell from his single clash against Angdu that he wasn't going to go down easily. Well, I don't like that we're all ganging up against this one guy, but...
겁나게 째깍대네. T사에서는 이런 시계 의체까지 돌아다니는 건가? 아, 시계. 야, 저거 맞는 시계냐?
맞겠냐? 저건 그런 용도의 시계가 아니야.
어? 그러면 뭐하러 모가지를 갈아 끼냐? 쓸모도 없네. 그럼 너희 중에 시계 갖고 있는 놈은 없냐? 이 애물단지 또 망가졌단 말이지.
The sinners wordlessly begin to surround June.
없어? 아, 손목도 다 비어있네. 아, 제정신이냐? 시계도 안 갖고 다닌다니.
있다고 한들 그대에게 말해줄 의리도 없네만.
짜증나게 하는구만 이것들. 어차피 뒤도 없어. 나도 이 안에 들여보내면 곤란해지는 몸이라.
True.
빨리 덤벼. 더 기운 빠지기 전에 한 놈이라도 더 쓸게.
Wow, I don't like him. He's not very nice. Okay. Oh, wow, that's a good starting lineup of skills. Jeez. That's like really good. 5 Lust Absolute Resonance on turn 1? Shit, dang. Yeah, I imagine June's not going to be as big of a problem in this version of the fight. Because, you know... June's VA does the belligerent swordsman thing really well. I mean, it's a pretty easy voice to do, right? I feel like even I could do it. Though I am not a voice actor, and you should not take that personally. Because I am by far not a professional, whereas these people definitely are. Oh, hold on. Right. Why do you always have paralysis? What's wrong with you, Honglu? Theoretically, they could tie, so I will take it.
나가서 싸워. 잘 갈려.
Perish. Oh, Heathcliff had... Oh no, that was Honglu. He actually almost won that clash, despite having one paralyzed. Jeez. Oh, wait, Honglu doesn't have a lust counter either. Or a lust guard. I didn't realize that. I forgot that his was sloth. Did you know I can't play this event also? Needs chapter 5.5. Yeah, I kind of figured it would. Honestly, like, it makes sense, I guess, but at the same time, yeah, it does kind of suck that you can't play the event if you're not there in the story yet. Okay, well, there he is. He's gonna hit pretty hard. By the way, the only difference on this guy is that his counter inflicts potency now. Other than that, he's exactly the same as normal. I don't really want you to do anything with that. A power counter against this is not smart at all, but you know what? I don't care.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
Who cares? You know?
검을 덜 갈았었나?
At least Stormcloud won. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Jesus! Alright, well, Heathcliff is dead. He resisted every single one of those hits, by the way. I guess he doesn't resist Envy because I have Holiday equipped and not... Okay. That's my own fault, I guess. Do I even have a heal anywhere on this team? I don't. Wow, I'm stupid sometimes. Oh well, it'll be fine. All of his minions are dying before he gets to use his counter, right? Nope. Okay, that looked really weird. But it's fine. Don't care. He was dead anyways. Get out of here. Just counter? He was staggered. How was I gonna counter? Okay. Yeah. I can't really do much about Sky Clearing Cut. It's super overtuned. So...
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Okay, min rolls 19.
종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
Oh, nice, some charge. And Gregor gets the kill on himself from another universe. Nice. Heathcliff died? Eh. Garden of Thorns? Shut up. Angdu seemed to have recovered somewhat as we fought. She bound June with a rope before throwing him to the ground.
고작 부조장이 우리에게 내려진 현상 수배의 이유를 알 거라 생각하진 않는다. 하지만 마치 보호라도 하듯이 우두께서 있는 곳에 문을 막고 있는 연유를 알 수가 없군. 내 놈만이 아니지. 이 건물에 있던 후군의 놈들 전부가 위로 올라가는 걸 필사적으로 막고 싫어했지.
아니 그러니까.
Yeah, it's important to note. Gregor is a captain, technically.
피해자는 우리라고.
무슨 의미인가?
이거 진짜 짜증나네. 애초에 우리는 너희를 추적하거나 배는 일하고 상관이 없었어. 엄지에 현상금 걸린 조직이나 단체들이 한둘도 아니고 얻어 걸린 김이었다는 거지.
Yeah, what do you mean technically? Don't worry about it.
그냥 우리는 엄지에서 내려온 명령에 따라서 여기에 있는 검은색 비석을 지키고 있었을 뿐이다. 곧 다른 곳으로 배달해야 하는 상황이라 가뜩이나 민감한 시기에 너희 검개놈들이 나타났다. 갑자기.
나타났다? 그런가? 우두께서는 이곳에서 깨어나신 건가?
너 뭔가 아는 거냐? 애초에 사람이 어디서 그렇게 툭 튀어나올 수 있나? 특이점이라도 쓴 줄 알았는데. 그리고 애초에 너희가 이길 싸움도 아니었어. 우리는 수적으로 훨씬 유리했다.
It was only like 5 of them, huh?
그랬겠지.
검개놈들 중에 멀쩡히 싸울 놈이 3명쯤 남았을 때까지만 해도 문제가 전혀 없었어. 그런데 갑자기 그 대장놈의 눈이 희번득거리더니 짜증나지만 그놈이 주변에 있는 걸 전부 썰어버렸다. 도륙이...
그럼...
그래. 검개고 오리고 주변에 있으면 전부 죽여버렸단 말이다. 그러니 뭘 어떻게 할 수 있겠냐. 우리가... 나는 부조장으로서 애들이 죽는 걸 막아야 했고 결국 내가 문을 막고 아래 애들을 배치하는 수밖에. 짜증. 이게 뭐냐 대체? 곧 약속한 배달 시간이 다가오는데 손가락 한두 개로 끝낼 사안이 아니잖아. 젠장.
Engdu struck the back of Jun's neck with a swift precision and dropped him to the floor.
앵두군 이미 생포 환자를 이 안에 들어서려 하면 귀찮게 굴 것 같아 잠재웠을 뿐. 나는 후드를 만나야겠어.
얘기하는 거 못 들었어? 주변에 보이는 건 죄다 썰고 있다며.
그럴 리 없어. 단테, 이야기를 종합해 보면.
Yeah, I agree. There's a powerful aura coming from behind that door. I can sense it. Engdu's hands tremble as they wrap around the doorknob. No, I've never extorted anybody. What are you...
전투를 준비하지.
작가님이 그럴 리 없단 말이야.
She slammed the door open, only to come face to face with the Distortion. Dante can smell? Yeah, kinda.
싱겁네요. 윗대가리가
What the heck is
죽었으니
that?
이제
Did I just get...
당신들도
Are you
우리
kidding
수준
me?
밑에 있겠죠.
I've completed this event. I don't have anything left in the shop.
않으니 알아서 기세요.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break for a second, so I will be right back. I'm back. Hello. Alright, let's do it. Bamboo had it to Kim. Clear within 10 turns? That shouldn't be a problem. We're going to be inflicting bleed to a single target. Dung beetle? Wrong. What's everyone's favorite bug? I mean, should I answer this question? Hi, back. I'm Angela. Alright, Dad.
어찌 된 것입니까? 이건 우두의 검술 아닙니까? 이상은하며 이들을 우리의 친우를 해야 했단 말입니까?
말이 통하지 않을 것 같군.
Pitch black flames lingered behind this man she called Bamboo-Hatted Kim, her mentor. Something had devoured him. There was something in his eyes. Fiendish malevolence. I could definitely sense it. This was a distortion.
그리 짐승처럼 울고만 있지 말고 말을 하라는 겁니다. 말을!
야! 다가가면!
The distortion unsheathed its blade in the blink of an eye. It sensed that something had entered its range.
그 형세 죽이겠다는
피하세요!
As Angdu stood there confused, Sinclair urgently hurled himself in her direction, and in that brief moment, the distortion's blade descended upon them as though it bisected the very space they inhabited.
이미 싱클레어 군도 범위 안에 들어갔구려.
We have no choice but to suppress it. We tensed up, sensing the changing atmosphere. We slowly raised our weapons. You know, I'm gonna be honest, this might be a hot take. Bamboo-Headed Kim's distortion is super lame compared to all the other ones we've seen. He barely changes. Like... You know, inflicting with paralyze maybe doesn't sound like the best idea, now that I think about it. I just had a second to think, and I was like, that doesn't seem like a good idea, if I'm being honest. You know?
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
True, yeah. Yeah, no evade for you, shut up. Uh-oh. Of course Gregor does his job poorly, that's normal though. Okay, he actually won the clash, so I guess I shouldn't complain. But still. Dang, Heath. Heathcliff is not playing around today. For whatever reason. Also, that was a lot of damage, yeah. And as expected, this fight was not an issue. Oh! Overthrow has unbreakable coins now. I mean, that's fine. Right? All these on-hit without cracking effects. Jeez. If this coin is cracked, lose 10 final power. I see. So it's really not unbreakable at all. If we really think about it. Because, he's gonna roll like shit. He's gonna roll like a 1 on every single die if I beat that clash. You know, I didn't really think about what I would do with the additional coins, but it's fine. We're not gonna get hit that hard by it. Good job, Heath. Now perish. He's not even staggered yet, but whatever. And plus coin drop doesn't seem like it's gonna be that helpful either. Yo! Why was Greg? Oh, because I only had 3. That's why. Got him. To be kind to the point, it still is himself using the sword. I know, but it could have been cooler. It's not about the coin stealing damage, it's about farming aura. Okay, whatever. If you say so. Alright, now we inflict so much bleed to him that he'll never recover. If I could do... You know what? I'll just do that.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지.
The paralyzed doesn't matter because it's same turn, so... He's also pretty close to getting staggered again anyways. Okay, what does this do again? Gain... Growing... Oh, gain growing resentment next turn. It doesn't even give him shield. Why I thought it did. Maybe not in this version of the fight. particularly. This turn doesn't look like it'll be pleasant, actually. Yes, I will do the same thing again. Why do you ask? Actually... Okay, never mind. Good job, Honglu. He's not staggered, though, so that's lame. Oh, look at that. He's dead. That was not that hard. I mean, he's not quite dead, but he'll die this turn, so... Yo, Seth, how are you doing? Where's the bleed coming from? It's coming from Ishmael. You're here to convince Kaskozhuk to play FNAF World? Oh, not this again. Why are we like this? Happy that we can have a full stack of Blade, Inker, Kumon, and 12-man battle. If only there were 12-man battles. Yeah, how you doing? I was not, but Kaskozhuk should join us for real free. God dang it. You're all like this. Y'all have a problem with FNAF World? No, it's a good game. Bamboo-headed Kim kneeled and caught his breath. Something began to shimmer behind him. Come on, FNAF World Tuber. Stop this. Because puppy girls? I mean, yeah. I have yet to stream it myself. That's true.
심상 거울 던전입니다.
봉이 치킨 때랑 같은 곳이다 그거지.
Ding dongs, bar and friars.
봉이 치킨이요, 봉이.
Think of the puppy girls. Don't make them sad. God, like, let's be real though. I'm the most puppy girl out of all of us.
이미 들어갔군.
저거 따라가야겠지.
I'm not saying it's bad, but every time I go into a stream of this particular PM content creator group, it's always FNAF World. There might be a correlation. I'm the most puppy girl here? False. I don't even... Like, you're literally a corgi, but that doesn't make you a puppy girl. Cass is the most baby bug? Please do not call me that again. Yeah, we were ordered to secure the Distortion as well, so... An immense, heavy sensation emanates from within that space. That monolith has to be somewhere in there, too. While she was clearly dumbfounded by the turn of events, I could tell that she was determined to see this to the end. We had nothing more to add.
진입하겠습니다.
S사의 모습이구려.
How does that make me not a puppy girl? I approve of puppy bug? Okay. Yo, what a weird coincidence.
단순한 S사가 아니지. 심상이라 했나? 김 작가님의 기억이 영향을 끼치는 것 같군.
알고 있는 것이 있는가?
아니, 자세히는 모르지. 주워 듣기만 한 이야기로 그분의 과거를 읊을 자격은 내게 없기도 하고.
Angdu continued in a morose tone.
이 빌딩에 갑작스럽게 등장하셨을 때 아마 우두께선 별탈 없이 흑운회를 베어 넘기고 계셨겠지. 우두와 함께 다니던 인물들 모두가 뛰어났고.
Chat has decided canon? Okay.
간부가 아니고서는
Have you broken the speed limit? On multiple occasion, yes. Sorry, multitude occasion, I should say. It's not a conscious choice that I do it. But if you've ever driven in America, you know that it's safer to drive at the speed of everyone else rather than trying to drive at the speed limit. You drive at the speed limit when no one else is on the road with you.
하지만 주변인 모두가 김 작가님만한 강함이 있는가 하면 그건 또 아니지. 그분과 우리는 하늘과 땅만한 차이가 있으니 끊임없이 몰려드는 후군의 놈들에게 친구들이 하나하나 당해갔을 것이오.
But given the option, I will drive at the speed limit, yes.
그 모습은 제법 과거와 비슷한 구석이 있었으리라 생각이 드는군. 김 작가님은 그 장면에 마음의 동요를 크게 일으켰을 테고.
I believe it's Kim Satgat. It's not Saka. It's S-A-T-G-A-T.
뒤틀림이 일어나기 좋은 조건이군요. 모노리스의 영향이 스며들기도 좋은 환경입니다.
You are an adult pup. That's not a puppy. Exactly. You can't be a puppy girl if you're a dog, because that means you're an adult. I've been in Chicago. Everyone there must be playing Need for Speed. Any big city, if you go on any big busy road in a big city, everything sucks. That's all I'll say.
그렇게 건기가 되신 것인가? 그렇다더라도 어떻게 그런 짓을?
We remained wordless and advanced as Angdu despondently muttered to herself. It was all silent save for the sound of our shoes lightly pressing into the soft soil beneath our feet. This is puppy girl phobia. All puppy girls are valid. I didn't say it wasn't valid. Okay. Oh, this goes by the old Mirror Dungeon start system? Dang. I would really like to pick poise and take both nebulizer and cigarette holder, but I don't think that works because it only gives you one of them. So we take wound cleared. Of course. Yeah, I'm not changing the team. Oh, the challenge fight is right there. I forget. Does it make you fight June if you pick this? I think regardless I'm taking it. Because it's more fun that way.
예리한 검으로 하는 예술이 보고 싶었나?
I love Faust. God dang it, Farzan, go away. We know. Yes? Oh, he's just here. There are no additional enemies. This is it. Alright. Should be fine then. No, not you.
재미는 없겠지만 그렇게 할게요.
Mindsets are as they infer. In the mind, thus you are an adult corgi with a mind of a corgi pup. You should work on growing as an adult. Okay. Yeah, the fact that June is here is a little strange, huh? That note at the beginning got my Ryoshu killed. Just be better. You know? Just be better at the game. Why are you like this? Honglu, you suck. You're always doing this shit. He can win that clash. It says hopeless, but I have faith. Oh, nope, he is fricked. That's fine, I guess. Oh, that's gonna hurt. It's fine though. Bruh. He just rolls way too high. That's the issue. I'm gonna be taking a lot of bleed damage, but it's fine. I will just win, you know? Problem solved. That'll help a lot. Okay. He just blew up. Love when a team gets the unbreakable coins. Yeah. Look at this. I'll just heal all the bleed damage off. Who cares? Then Greg's not in any danger because now all of them are dead. So yeah, we just win now. See? Game easy. Especially since it gave me a tool that makes it so that I can just heal whatever I want. I don't even... You know, now that I think about it, Garden of Thorns is way more useful if you can use it once for free. So there's that. Ain't no way, bro. Chat, is this real? I just didn't want to deal with him. I'm Puppy Girl of the Month? I didn't know it was on a monthly basis thing, if I'm being honest with you. Oh yeah, we get new events now. Walking along the stone brick wall, we hear a pair of voices conversing. I understand that you've been having some trouble as of late. We would not have had any troubles if those Blade Lineage bastards had not suddenly appeared in our turf, sir. The outfit of one of the pair stands out. Oh, that's a Thumb member. I didn't even realize. I can hear some of the sinners recognizing it as the uniform of the Thumb. First, exact the appropriate punishment for breaking into your turf. Of course, sir. But don't forget to show that the right respect for those who deserve it. Am I understood? Wait, who's there? Is it the Blade Lineage? Doesn't seem like it. Noticing our presence, the pair turns around to face us. Why don't we ask for their opinion as well, now that they're here? You there. What are your thoughts on the Kurokuma clan's current status? Better choose your words carefully. Unfortunately, war with the Blade Lineage seems to be the only option. Lust Pride? Oh, I can do Lust Pride. Boom. Oh, I suppose that's true. The only option is to go to war, is it? I see that you've a dramatic streak. You're a funny one. Got some time to kill? The pair of them dragged Heathcliff to a bar and released them only after sharing a few drinks. Heathcliff returned with a drinking cup in hand. Hardwood liquor cup. On a clash lose, gain 1 protection and heal 3 to 6 SP. When attacking an enemy with the Unbreakable Coins effect of the skill, except ego skills that lost the clash, plus coin skills receive plus coin power, plus 3 divided by the amount of coins, and deal 20% more damage, and minus coin skills deal 40% more damage. There is not a single Unbreakable Coin on a minus coin skill in this game. Except for... No, I don't think there's a single one, because the coins on Yearning Mercala Don Quixote are not negative coin, are not unbreakable, and the ones on Yearning Mercala Merceau are positive coins. So, like, what was being said? If our glorious leader Kim Ji-hoon can be a puppy, then so can we, okay. Do you have a girlfriend? No, and I don't smoke. All hail Puppy Girl of the Month. This event is really funny if you use a Blade Lineage member and have them pass the event. I wonder if Blade Lineage would have some special effects to it. Damn, that's a good ego gift with Ishmael's combat passive. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't think they're adding negative coin IDs for a long time. They haven't added any since, really. Oh, we've seen this event before. We gain the slash ego gift, even though we can't activate either one. Go ahead, Rodeo. Good job. Yeah, if there are 3 or more Blade Lineage identities, thanks. I'll be sure to make good use of it. Pretty late answers? I was reading this thing on the screen. What do you mean? You. Okay. I just have to figure out which one of my team members needs to use the block. I kind of wish Ishmael gave Dark Cloud Blade to the rest of the party, like Kim does, but oh well. They added new Yi Sang with a negative coin skill 3, but none of the coins on his skill 3 are unbreakable, so it doesn't matter. They need to be unbreakable coins for it to do anything. There hasn't been an unbreakable coin on a negative coin skill. Is what I'm saying. And there still isn't if you include all of Kurokuma Clan. Oh, that's a lot of lust. This team's pretty horny. What time is it for everybody? Right now it's 3:43 in the afternoon. To be fair, there are only 3 negative coin IDs in the game. So, like, you know, future-proofing ego, but, like, it doesn't, you know. Kim has unbreakable negative coins? Not on his ID. Merceau's ID does not. Okay, we know what this ID event is, too. Hey, Rhodia.
이런 일은 실패해본
Red
적이
Tassel
없지.
is actually a gift I can use. So, there's that.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도
As it
되나요?
turns out, me and Cass share a time zone because it's the same as me. Well, you said you've been to Chicago. I'm very close to Chicago. So, like within an hour drive of Chicago. Maybe not exactly that much, but it is pretty close by.
나가서 싸워. 뒤는 내가 봐주지. 40. 이 정도로 나와 걷는 어때?
재미는 없겠지만
나가서 싸워.
그렇게 할게요.
If you just ego with Dark Cloud, it becomes unbreakable. No, it doesn't. I've also been to half of America. You know, that's true. If you've been to America, you've been to Chicago. Let's be real. What I give for a good Chicago hot dog? I've never actually had one. I'm not a huge fan of hot dogs, just in general. They make them too thick. It's a weird complaint, right? Do they kill you for putting something wrong on your hot dogs? I mean, not literally. But...
잘 됐네.
they're pretty good. I like it when the hot dogs themselves are thin, but nobody makes them like that. So it sucks.
배는 맛은 있는 편이 좋은데.
I just had a hot dog. Congratulations.
40.
Like, you can't get thin dogs in a grocery store. You can only get the thick ones, and that sucks. Yo, 4-coin cloud cutter in this team? Never heard of it.
재미는 없겠지만
That counter is not going off, but I figure I might as well use it.
검을 덜가락 이 정도로 나와 검을 맞대?
그렇게 무르진 않네.
I did not have a hot dog. Go to an IKEA? No. I'd have no reason to go to an IKEA. I do not need furniture and or Swedish delicacies. Raw dogs? Do not call them that. I feel like I looked away for a minute. How did we go from puppy girls to hot dogs? I mean, there's word association in there. What if I do this? Like, I would really like to have the Kurokumo sword, but it's not happening realistically, so just give me Blue Zippo lighter. Also, I guess I can sell this because it literally does nothing for me. And get Little and To Be Naughty plushie. Hooray! That's just more damage. I didn't save enough to be able to enhance anything. So, goodbye.
제가 원하는 대로 베어버려도 되나요?
Get a hot dog from Costco. Okay, fair enough. How could you say that? But it literally is true. So that thing behind him is...
모노리스입니다. 김삿갓에게 힘을 부여한 시점에서 이미 심상 안에 숨어들었던 것이군요.
이 저택은 분명 S사를 떠나기 전 마지막으로 맡으셨던 호위 임무의 대상이 살던 집인데.
Don't say puppy girls have huge hot dogs. That's not okay. You're not getting ego for Red Riding Hood or Big Bad Wolf until Valpurgis knocked that feature some.
여태껏 이 참상의 기억이 우도의 발목을 부여잡고 있던 것입니까?
And even then, they're pretty likely to give IDs instead.
친구들의 억울한 죽음은
The funny blue shark plush. I love my blowhigh. Yeah, it's a very cute shark. Tear begins to well in Angdu's eyes. Only one. Ah, again something murmurs in my head. Is this bamboo-headed Kim's past? A somber voice drenched with woe echoes into my head.
명예라는 것을 가졌던 때가 잠시 있었다. 청렴한 권리 앞에는 누구나 악한 마음을 갖고 다가가는 자가 있었고 그 마술을 나의 검으로 뿌리친다는 호위무사라는 일감이 나에겐 제법 명예로운 일이었으니 하지만 그저 청렴하기만 했던 인물은 언제나 세간의 먹잇감이 될 뿐이고 이미 타락할 대로 타락한 탐관오리들의 마술을 막아내기에 나는 역부족일 뿐이었다.
True.
결국 부러진 마음을 끌어안고 동료들과 함께 SS를 떠날 수밖에. 임무를 완수하지 못한 나의 명예는 그곳에 함께 두고 왔다.
Costco isn't... You don't need a Costco membership to work. You don't need a Costco membership to shop at Costco. But you get perks for having it.
있을 곳을 잃고 이곳저곳을 돌아다니며 지치는 나의 동료들과 나.
Like, it gives you a certain percentage of your money off on things you buy, and you can enter the store earlier, I think. Like, my parents have a Sam's Club membership. It gives them a certain amount off. You can use the pharmacy, and you get to enter the store an hour earlier than everybody else. No, you do not need to have a Costco membership to get in. That isn't how it works.
나를 믿고 떠나온 이들의 신뢰도 조금씩 떨어지고 나 역시도 스스로에 대한 신뢰를 잃어만 갔다. 나는 달아만 갔다. 이미 임무를 완수하지 못한 내가 정말 이들을 이끌 수는 있는 걸까?
You should get thin hot dogs from IKEA. I didn't even know they served food that wasn't Swedish meatballs.
적어도 안정된 삶을 살 수 있게 도우지 않으면. 하지만 그런 마음으로 얻은 초대장은 도리어 모두를 죽음에 이르게 만들게 되었고 나는 결국 임무도 명예도 친우도 모두 잃고 또다시 그때와 같은 모습을 재현하고.
The voice continued to murmur, but it had devolved into nothing but a low growl, a quiet and incoherent rumbling. I can't help but feel a bit of sympathy at his suffocatingly painful past. But that's exactly why we have to face him, free him from this distortion. Guys, we're putting an end to this, right here, right now.
네. 이 이후는 없겠다는 느낌이 강하게 드는군요.
Angdu's grown far too agitated to function properly in this battle. It's all up to us now. What is wrong with your Coke and cheese? I don't drink Coke, and American cheese isn't cheese. It's literally labeled as cheese product. It's not cheese. Starting at 45 SP is going to make this a lot easier than the last time. Oh, right, I guess I do need to focus my clashes because he targets weird. Oh, perfect. Really good first turn set of skills, though. Paralyze this. Yeah, that's right, you can't. That inflicted 4 bleed count. Jesus. Okay. Unfortunately, he's losing all of his bleed count here, probably. But it did help do a lot of extra damage. Oh, no, wait, he still has 1. I mean, he'll lose it next turn. Yo, what if I did this the funny way? And just didn't clash with him at all? Wouldn't that be cool? Actually, no, because you're not going to get a chance. So now he has way more bleed. You know? Oh, wait, he doesn't have any bleed because of how that skill works. Don't worry about it, it's fine. He's literally getting staggered before he can attack, so it doesn't matter. But he has no bleed count. That's fine, though. Gaming, one-sided skill 3 for Ishmael. Yeah. Looked it up, and you need a Costco membership to shop in the store. I don't believe it. If the pizza tasted like cardboard, maybe you should try eating at a place that's not Domino's. You know? Want to know something really cool about this lineup of skills? This will be a 4-coin cloud cutter, because Kim doesn't have enough bleed count. Blood Shoe Ego? I'll use it next turn, when it actually will matter. Oh, I can't. Never mind. Whatever. You are going to use the counter, and you are probably going to block, because I don't care. I need the 3 lust. So... There we go. I mean, Rhodia will probably lose her clash, but it's not going to result in anything that matters, so... I don't even have unbreakable coins right now, by the way. But it's fine. I love that the bleed... Oh, he's just dead. You stalking me? No. But I just had a feeling that you ate at a boring, shitty chain restaurant. It was like, Domino's is literally eating cardboard. Ah, the dungeon. After a grueling battle, not really, and as we finally managed to drag bamboo-headed Kim to his knees, like a mirage, the fathoms of ego began to fall apart. The monolith had already left the fathoms of ego and was back at the center of the office. Oh, there it is. I didn't realize how big it was. Just as the office began to resemble the one we had walked into, the radio I carried began to buzz again. Tick-tock.
힘든 싸움이 끝난 지 얼마나 됐다고. 잘도 그런 농담이 나오네요, 단테.
Well, she asked me to.
좋아, 이제 진짜 시간이 얼마 안 남았어. 모노리스가 잠시 안정화된 것 같으니까 그걸 잠그는 방법을 말해줄게. 늦으면 그 뒤틀린 환상체가 되어버리니 정화, 신속, 알겠지?
엄청 무서운 상황 같은데 말이 참 가벼운 양반이구만.
What is wrong with your Fanta? It's way worse than here in Germany. Okay, so to explain that, there are fewer ingredients that you're not allowed to use in America. And also, Fanta is a Coke subsidiary, so what do you expect? I followed the radio's instructions and reached out to the monolith with my palms. Oh, some light came out of it when I reached out with my fingers. The voice coming from the radio was pretty nonchalant about all this, but it almost sounded like she could see exactly what I was looking at.
거기서 아래로 쭉 이제 왼쪽으로 천천히 움직여.
I couldn't help but wonder if I was doing this right, but I still followed her directions and drew a trail of light with my hand over the monolith. The shimmering black tendrils began to withdraw from bamboo-headed Kim's body. Maybe the distortion was withdrawing too?
좋아, 수치는 안정범위로 돌아왔어요, 선장님.
Is the full Kurokuma team worth the opportunity cost, or is using just Heath and Ish with better units stronger overall? I will run it anyways for thematic reasons, but I'm curious in terms of efficiency. I'm pretty sure that a proper bleed team with just Ishmael and Heathcliff is probably better. But at the same time, it's a pretty strong team if you just bring all 6 of the Kurokumos. No, America is not a rich country. There's just rich people that live here.
자꾸 탐정님이라고 하네. 옛날 호칭이 입에 붙어가지고.
Sounds like she's reporting to someone else on the other side of this communication.
잘해줬어, 버스 친구들. 곧 LCA가 거기로 갈 거니까 조금만 기다려.
Huh? LCA? Not that rude after-team lady from earlier?
자, 아무튼 지금까지 LCD 소속 뒤틀림 전담반 에즈라였습니다. 교신 끝.
The radio shut off before any of us had the chance to say anything. Again. And not 5 seconds later...
어머, 뭐가 이렇게 우르르 들어와?
LCA 특수작전 팀이군요.
What is your voice, dude? Right. The item is... Well, looks like our job here is done. I didn't even have to say anything, not that they could hear me anyway, before the uniformed troops marched in and started attaching various tools to the monolith.
저게 뭔 소리냐?
아, 그를 말하는 것이라면 모노리스의 옆에...
오라! 어디에 가셨는가?
약 3분 전 앵도라는 자가 소파 뒤로 끌고 가는 것을 목격했다.
Didn't I ask you to tell us if you noticed something important going on in the background?
동일한 상황이 다시 오면 보고하도록 하겠습니다.
I will make an immediate report should an identical event occur. I hope that this does happen. I hope that this comes up again, where somebody drags somebody else behind a sofa and Merceau points it out to us. That would be a very funny thing to just call back to. That's when I noticed the LCA agents were growing visibly uneasy. And when that agent ran over and kicked over the sofa... There was Angdu, her arms tightly wrapped around bamboo-hatted Kim. Her hand holding a blade that dug deep into her mentor's flesh.
당신이 얼마나 아픈 과거를 가졌는지 내가 소상히 알 수는 없지요. 하지만 그것이 진우를 베어넘긴 응당의 이유가 될 수는 없지 않습니까?
앵두양, 그는 제정신이 아니지 않았는가?
아기가 되어 자신을 잃었다면 그 역시 내 손으로 끝을 내야. 아니지, 아니야. 사실 전부 변명밖에 되지 않아. 애초에 우두가 초대장이니 뭐니 하는 이상한 것을 들고 오지 않았더라면.
If you're hearing that sound, that's my chair.
애초에 S사에서 도망 나오게 된 원인이 되지 않았더라면. 그래요. 그대의 목소리가 이제 좀 선명해.
접근 개체의 뒤틀림 확인. 추정. 모노리스 재활성화 1차 단계 돌입.
We can't just let her be. She's going to distort. Merceau, knock Miss Angdu out. We're so struck Angdu hard before the LCA agents even had the chance to do anything.
안정. 접근 제재의 실신으로 디틀림화 해제. T2601 자산 확인. 치명적인 위치는 아니므로 회수 및 회복에 문제 없음.
명령대로 처리했습니다.
Ah, thank you.
내가 지금 뭘 본 거야?
Was that caused by the monolith's influence too?
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠. 모노리스는 제대로 봉인했지만 남은 영향력이 파고들었던 것 같습니다.
저기 거기서 수치가 확 튀어 올랐었는데?
The radio began buzzing all on its own again.
임계. 내가 LCD의 모델을 잇겠다.
Okay.
교회. 말씀하십시오.
LC구나. 저는 LCD의 에즈라.
인지. 상황을 설명하겠습니다.
나도 말 끊을 거야. 나도 상황 다 알아먹었거든. 거기 2명 다 있죠? 그냥 우리 쪽으로 2분 다 데려오세요.
불가. 작전상 회수 대상은
딱딱하게 굴지 말고.
무려 이미 모델이 시작해도 제어하기 어려운 대상입니다.
저희 탐정님, 아니 LCD 팀장님이 다 책임진다고 했어요. 애초에 그 모노리스 저랑 탐정님이 회수해왔던 거랑 똑같은 물건이라고요. 그리고 둘 다 도서관의 생환자고 둘 다 뒤틀림이 되다가 풀려난 것도 뒤틀림 실적에 분명히 도움될걸요?
그러나
뭐야? 그러면 얘네 뭐 끌려가서 인체 실험 뭐 그런 거 당하는 거 아니야?
요즘 T사에서 사람들이 잡혀간다느니 하는 워낙 흉흉한 소문이 많은 건 아는데 그런 실종 사건이랑 우리가 하는 일이랑 붙여서 생각하지는 말아줬으면 좋겠는걸? 그리고 어차피 뒤틀림이 진행되어봐야 죽을 뿐이고 이대로 두고 가면 흑운애나 엄지가 들이닥칠지 어떻게 알아?
그것도 그렇긴 하네.
아무튼 둘 다 데려오세요.
일단 회수 조치하겠습니다.
The call dropped. The agents swarmed around the pair, bound them, and disappeared out the door. All of it was done in one fluid, practiced motion. I don't know when it happened, but they'd already retrieved the monolith when that LCA agent picked up LCD's call.
그럼 이제 상황 종료인가?
I guess so.
경고. 관리자는 빠른 철수를 요청합니다. 곧 엄지가 상황을 파악하고 이곳을 향할 테니.
중지 다음엔 엄지인가. 그 꼰대들이 어떤 낯짝을 지을지 궁금하군.
그럴 일을 만들지 말라고 경고하는 거 아닌가요?
Yeah.
수정. 이미 작전을 수행한 시점에서 림버스 컴퍼니는 엄지와 접대할 수밖에 없습니다.
그렇겠네요. 시간이 걸릴 뿐 진상을 파악할 수밖에 없겠죠. 괜찮은 건가요? 이렇게 엄지까지 건드려도.
무관. 어차피 림버스 컴퍼니는 적을 친구로, 친구를 적으로 두는 형국입니다. 지체. 먼저 퇴출하겠습니다.
With that cryptic message, the LCA agent quickly withdrew from the scene. He knows something, but won't tell us what it is. At least, that was the impression I got from the way he spoke. I came to meet so many departments of the company in such quick succession. The LCA, the LCD, and the LCCA. An old question arose once again, something I'd forgotten as we kept ourselves busy with the missions we've carried out so far. I really don't know much about this company I'm working for. And there's this mysterious Herman and the equally puzzling Demian. I don't know why this part's in this. This doesn't have anything to do with this. Maybe, in the grand scheme of things, I really don't know anything. Maybe what I won't know amounts to nothing more than a pinch of knowledge available to the powers that be. I thought we were pretty deep into our journey, but I was starting to feel that in the far future, if I were to look back on the records of his journey, we wouldn't even be 10 pages into the book. That's just not true. I began walking back to the bus with the sinners, my head further mired in confusion.
그 짧은 시간에 별별 사람 다 만나본 것만 같은 기분이 들어.
그래도 저는 이 회사가 어떻게 돌아가고 있었는지는 대강 알 수 있어서 좋았던 것 같네요.
Once we returned to the bus, the sinners each began chattering away about what we had just witnessed.
앵두 씨나 김 작가님은 앞으로 어떻게 되시는 걸까요?
우리가 알 수 있는 일은 아니다. 같은 회사의 부서라곤 하지만 실제로 우리가 알 수 있는 건 에즈라라는 사람의 목소리뿐 아니었나.
그러하다면 설마 정말로 생체실...
그런 게 그렇게 쉽게 시작되진 않아. 그 사람도 그냥 소문은 소문일 뿐이라고 했잖아.
Yeah, exactly. Don't remind me that Demian exists when he's not relevant. Gregor furrowed his brows as though some unpleasant memories of the past began flooding in. He dug into his pockets for a cigarette. There's LCD, but LCA just seems really out of place, even when compared to other departments. It's like they're from a completely different company. As we made our way back to the bus, I slowly began to organize my thoughts on everything that's happened. We're already on the bus? I did know that it wasn't the most productive thing for me to do. Faust, you're not going to answer any of my questions, are you?
죄송합니다. LCB 부서 외의 내용을 언급하는 것은 지금으로선 힘들겠습니다.
관리자나 수감자나 조급함이 없으면 아무래도 이 버스에 탑승할 자격이 없는 것만 같군.
Virgilius sighed as he muttered. He must have seen me burying my clock head in my palms.
당신의 여정 속에는 반드시 의문에 대한 해답이 있습니다, 단테. 어차피 따라가다 보면 마주할 것을 빨리 들춰낼 필요가 있습니까? 그리고
Virgilius's gaze fixed for a brief moment, slightly above my head. I wonder if he's looking at my flame.
아닙니다. 어쩌면 나도 점점 조급함이라는 것에 물들어가는 걸지도.
Virgilius scoffed, muttered something incomprehensible to himself, then turned away from me. It was clear that he had no intention of continuing this exchange.
출발하지, 카론.
기다렸어. 부릉부릉 시간. 목표는 T사의 유명한 언덕.
So, the bus took off once again, sometimes bustling, sometimes dead silent. Dang. I forgot how abruptly this intervallo just
다들
ends.
고생했다. 부조장한테 내가 말해둘 테니까 뒤처리 끝나면 뜨끈하게 목욕탕에 가서 몸부터 씻자고.
He didn't take any damage. I was countering a lot. Jeez. He does seem like probably one of the strongest out of the new of the. Individually, Heathcliff is way stronger than Ishmael is. That's because individually he doesn't need to rely on her to get his effects. He's the only one that doesn't, actually. Whoa, what the heck was that flash? There we go. Intervallo complete. I have 1950. That's a very specific number. Or if that means I just have everything. I do not have... Wait. Okay, yeah, I literally got everything. Okay. Cool. Which ID do you like the most? Out of these two? Well, it's probably Heathcliff. Like, he's just cooler. I have to admit. Don't worry about that. I'm just getting my model back in the right spot for when I play Voices of the Void next, because it'll probably be the next stream. But yeah, Heathcliff... I don't think Holiday is the right choice. I'm going to be completely honest. I never used it a single time. And being weak to envy sucks. So, yeah, I think the correct choice is body sack. That good of an ID for free is pretty nuts. Yeah, I agree with that. That's not, like, even a question. That's insane. Let me quickly add them because I realize I haven't done that yet. Oh, she's down there for some reason. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. We didn't use any ego a single time other than Garden of Thorns. That's also true. Also, he got murdered by June. Well, no, he didn't. He literally took no damage the entire dungeon. It was Ishmael that got murdered by June. I'm the best at not generating wrath for Sanguine Desire. Doesn't it literally require one wrath? It needs one. I realize I was countering a lot, but there's no way I'd never got a single bit of wrath. And I still think that relying on this ego is a bad idea anyway. So... yeah, that's about it. I don't really have anything else to comment on. I meant before the dungeon. Okay, fair enough. Oh, you're right. He's the only one of them that ever died. That's true. Are the time-killing time units worth getting for a Tremor team if they rerun the event? Yes. And by that I mean yes. They're both very strong. Like, most event units are worth getting. The Blade Lineage stuff is really good in Poise. The Kurokuma stuff is really good in Bleed. The time-killing time stuff is really good in Tremor. The multi-crack stuff is really good in Charge. What else is there? I mean, the new event stuff is good. It's just not good specifically for a reason. What other events were there? The Boatworks Ishmael is really good for sinking. What other events were there? The Christmas stuff kind of just stinks. And by that I literally just mean it's not as good for its archetypes as everything else is for theirs. Holiday Otis is very nice. Hell's Chicken. Yep. It was an event. The Hell's Chicken stuff is like the only stuff that I would say probably isn't worth getting right now. RB Ryoshu is very good, and unfortunately none of the rest of the stuff matters too much. So, yeah, that's about it. I think I'll just do a video on the new IDs. I'll start working on that later tonight. I'll probably write the script before I go to bed, and then, yeah, because it's not going to be that long of a video, I don't think. I'll have to figure out what to do about the opening viewing because I forgot to turn off my model when I pulled Heathcliff. No, I do not have a job. I wish I did, but I don't. So, yeah, just the new IDs because they're not the same Mirror World. I'll go to the theater and show you. Identity Archive, Ishmael. We've got Kurokuma Clan Captain. Where you know what? I kind of forgot where it displays this stuff. There's an option for it somewhere. I'm pretty sure. No FNAF World, sad. No, I gotta eat, but... Can you not sort by Mirror Worlds anymore? Is that just not a thing? You need... Oh, on the team ID. Okay. Info. Nope. That's not it. be honest, I don't know where to look for... Oh, here. There you go. Ishmael and Heathcliff are the only ones. So they're a completely different mirror world. If I go to this one and click on it, you'll notice that there's a few others. Which does mean that, yes, they're not from the same mirror world, sadly. But that's okay. Just pretend they're the same mirror world? Okay, fine, I'll do that. It's a little odd that they're not, but it doesn't really matter too much. That means that is an actual Kurokuma Otis that they showed. But, oh well. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna stop now. So thank you all for watching. I'm gonna go... I gotta do my Master Duel dailies today. And then I've got to... do my Limbus dailies. I'll record the stuff that I need for the new IDs. And then we will see at that point. I'll probably just make a video on the 2 new IDs, like I said. So have a good rest of your day. I'll be back streaming again at some point after I get this video finished. I'll try to have it out by Saturday, but it'll be out on Sunday if I don't. So, bye-bye.